express how excited I am to actually be back here on this field right now. But in terms of you couldn't have scripted any better. I was thinking earlier this week, this is like a movie, right?
Yes.
I mean, you build yourself to the climax, and here we are, St. Xavier, St. Francis. This is as good as it gets, and I can't wait for the next couple of hours of football.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And when you talk about St. Francis and what got them to this point, the defense has been spectacular. And I know you watched a lot of film preparing for this game, as you usually do. What have you noticed about that defense for St. Francis that popped off the screen for you?
You know, the one thing, and I think anytime St. Xavier comes here, we go up to Chicago, you talk about, well, you really have to defend that passing game. But I think it's a little different this year. You know, there's a secondary here at St. Francis that is making plays. They are making sure they're tight on people, and it just becomes so much tougher. So I think the secondary for me is a huge difference here today.
They've been outstanding. Both corners, Terrence Nicholson on one side, Angel Mata, who has 3 interceptions, big hits, big pass breakups, and the safeties in the back too, with Scott Tumulty, the elder Tumulty back there. They've been an amazing group. But let's welcome in the head coach of the St. Francis Saints. And it all comes down to this, man. Winner take all. You got to be excited about a game like this. And we've been talking all season about your guys, the focus, the mentality that they brought to the field every single Saturday. What's different about these guys than maybe some of the years past, getting to this championship point?
I think it's been their attitude more than anything. It's been something that our guys have done a great job of going 1-0 every week, and I know I say that every week, but they really have. They don't let a big challenge get to them. Starting at the beginning of the year when we played Marion, I felt our kids came out and played hard and competed and did a heck of a job, and we just continue to improve on that and continue to do better and better. And obviously, as you win, confidence grows, and what your expectations are grows, and that's where we're at today.
You know, Joe, we were talking just a moment ago about the secondary, how they have stepped up so big today. Now, St. Xavier, we know the passing game every year. I could ask you this question every year, but what is it about this year's St. X team that concerns you, and especially offensively?
Well, traditionally they haven't been a heavy RPO type of offense, and they are. They have been the past couple of years now. So it kind of puts your defense in a bind a little bit. They like to, what we call their conflict players, your outside backers. They kind of like to read if they step up in the run, then they throw it behind you, those sort of things. So we're going to have to be really disciplined today on our reads and what the offense is telling us. And we've worked hard on that all week, and I think our defense, it isn't something we haven't seen before. We faced a lot of teams like that, and quite frankly, our defense, the defense that we run now over these past couple of years, we have changed our defense over the past couple of years, and it is designed to effectively take away RPO type of offenses and those sort of things, and it's just a big deal for us on defenses to limit the big plays from St. Xavier and to tackle well. If we do those things, I like where we'll be at.
I want to give you a chance to brag about your seniors a little bit. You don't have to mention them all by name because there's a lot of them this year, but you got a lot of talent that is leaving the program when this season's over. Talk about the senior class you got playing for you this year.
All right. It's a great senior class. I talked to them all last night at practice, and they, from where they started when they came here in the program, and we had some down years, and some years to where the people started to question, do I come back? Do I be a part of this? Because why am I doing this? And to have them stick it out, and to have them, I talked to them last year after we lost the Olivet game, which was a tough one for us. And I said, guys, you guys are playing so hard, and I don't know when you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you guys work too hard to not have success and do the right things too much to not have success. And I think really since that time, we've kind of seen a changing in the attitude, a changing in the production, a changing into the expectation here in the program, and that's all directly reflected on our seniors and their leadership, everybody all the way down. I'm not going to mention them all because I'm going to miss somebody, and I know I'll get in trouble for that, so I'm not going to do that. All right, but just everybody is a part of this program, seniors, juniors, freshmen, sophomores, coaches, everybody's just, I couldn't be more proud not only to be an alumni from this place, but the way we're playing right now and what we're doing, and hopefully we have a good result today.
I think a lot of the success this year has been due to health. You guys have remained relatively injury-free. I know Liam went down a couple of weeks ago with a knee. How are we health-wise going into this title game?
Health-wise, it's the conference championship, so everybody's healthy.
100% ready to go. I think we're all ready to go. Go get him, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. we talked about a guy who's been in this program for a lot of years, 20 years in the program, 10 as the head coach. But you know what? On the other side of this field, there's another guy who wore the brown and gold for a lot of years. Mike Feminis, the all-time leading tackler for the University of St. Francis, was Coach Curry's coach for at least 1 year from what we can remember. What do you remember about the whole Mike Feminis era and the crossover between St. Francis and St. Xavier in this rivalry?
Well, first of all, of course, Mike, you know, the National Defensive Player of the Year. And I'll tell you one thing I remember about Mike. It was the Sunday after a game where the Saints looked like they were going to maybe qualify for the playoffs. He'd be chosen for the playoffs. And we were all upstairs at the rec center in the hallway and got the word that they did not make it. I remember Mike Feminis sitting in the hallway, his head down. He could not believe it. So what did he do from there? All he did was become defensive coordinator here. In fact, it was Joe Curry's first year that Fem was the defensive coordinator. Then he goes up to St. Xavier, and what does he do there? He wins a national championship, but what's he going to do here today? Well, he's going to be on that sideline over there playing against his student here, and his student has a really good feeling that things could turn out well for the Saints today.
Hardware on the line today in Joliet. Kickoff in just a few minutes on the USF Sports TV network.
Joliet Memorial Stadium, Nick and Dave with you high atop as we look down on this championship Saturday. Hardware on the line for the Saints and for the Cougars. St. Xavier coming in 14th ranked team in the country. They are a 7-2 squad with a 5-1 record in the MSFA Midwest. How about these Saints though? First time in the history of this program, they have won 6 conference games consecutively. They are 6-0 at the top of the conference all by themselves with a 6-2 overall record. And Dave, after dropping the first 2 games of the season, they've rattled off 6 straight to put them in this position to win their first outright conference title in the history of the program.
You know, I think you said it perfectly right there. Put them in this position. That's all a coach can ask. That's all fans can ask. Just put us in a position to do something, whether it's in the final 5 minutes of a game, and in this case, whether it's in the final regular season game of the year. And again, I alluded to it a little bit earlier that it's a special feeling here when you see as the captains go out to midfield. You see St. Xavier on one side, St. Francis on this side. The winner to win this conference title. Of course, the Saints already have a share of that title. But the idea that one of these 2 teams could be playing next week, and we'd sure like it to be those guys in the gold right there.
Cam Holman, 94. Number 8, Scott Tumulty, the DB. You got Chris Johnson, the linebacker. Rayvon Johnson, the wide receiver. The captains are out there for St. Francis for the coin flip. And when you talk about Xavier and Francis, you talk about 2 teams that are playing for the 24th time over the last 2 decades that these programs have existed. And you struggle to call it a rivalry. At least Coach Curry won't do that because he has, according to him, the definition of a rivalry is competitiveness. And this team, St. Francis, has not beaten St. Xavier since 2008. It was the only time they've ever beaten St. Xavier. The history runs deep. There's crossover on players and coaches. They recruit the same areas. The kids know each other. The coaching staffs know each other. But for some reason or another, St. X has always had St. Francis' number.
You know, and I had to look back, really, that there only 1 victory in this series for St. Francis. Yeah. However, if you look back just the last 7 seasons, the Saints have been within a touchdown, in 5 of those 7 games.
We take a break down to America with the playing of the national anthem. National anthem hasn't sounded as good as it did just there in a long time, with a very fun game in store for us. Shout out to the St. Francis Pet Band making their way out in pretty cold conditions. I tweeted out at the Joliet Weather Center, hey, what's the weather forecast looking like? And according to them for today, cloudy, blustery, temps in the upper 30s to around 40, but feeling colder with the wind. You can't rule out a sprinkle or flurry, but mainly dry. Precipitation not an issue, but winds may be gusting to around 15 to 20. Go Saints is how they finish that up. Also, special shout out to our guy Lee Turnbow. Some medical issues, unable to be with us today. Lee, we're thinking about you. We're keeping your seat warm. Hopefully we'll have another game later on this year, and if not, we're going to see you back here next year, buddy. Thanks for everything you're doing for the program, and we got you in mind today.
You know, and I'm honored to be sitting in his seat. You know, Lee and I go back a long way. He has done so much for University of St. Francis football that if there was a spot to be filled, I am thrilled that you chose me, Nick, to sit in Lee's seat.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Welcome all the Saints fans, all the Cougar fans watching today. And let's just go ahead and get it out there right now. I have a keychain, and it's a St. Xavier lanyard on it. I am a St. Xavier alum. I come from the Cougar program. I know, even the camera guys are turning around shaking their heads at me.
I'm considering.
Full disclosure, okay?
I'm considering leaving right now. I'm not sure, but
you know what? Hey, I spent 4 years with the Cougars. I spent 10 with St. Francis. I'm wearing the brown and gold today, all right? Go Saints. That's all I got to say. And, you know, they signed my check, so what are you going to do? St. Francis will return the opening kickoff from St. Xavier. Kicking it off, Peyton Bennis, the sophomore out of Tinley Park. We'll get this championship game underway.
If you're looking at any wind advantage, it would be pretty much with the Saints here in this first quarter. Kind of a cross breeze across this field.
Lefty puts his boot into it. It'll be Jermaine Ross from the 15 to start the game. Back toward the middle to the hash marks on the right. Spun down at the 25. And on comes Sam Tumulty, the freshman quarterback out of Willowbrook, throwing it at about 55%, but he does most of his damage on the ground. The 6th 1,000-yard rusher in the history of St. Francis. He's at 1,136. He also is tied for the lead in rushing touchdowns with 14. One of the best runners of the football in the country out of the quarterback spot here for St. Francis. They'll line up with 4 receivers, 2 right, 2 left. Ball right hash with Tumulty in the shotgun. Paray Barber in the running back, but they're going to pass it right side. Batted in the air. Dangerous play on the first play of the game will fall incomplete.
Van Williams Jr., sophomore at 5'10", 240, got a hand on the ball. There he is right there, number 96. And how many times have you seen big defensive linemen just put their hand up and the ball lands right there? That would have been huge to start this one. I think it's interesting to note that the Saints went with a screen here on play number 1.
Second down and 10, 25-yard line, motion man left to right. They're going to give it on the sweep. Nope, Sam's going to keep it. Spun down at about the 33. Nice pickup on second down of about 8 yards. 3rd and 2. They got to get to the 35.
You know, I think that's going to be one of the main stories here today. What will St. Xavier try to do to stop number 12 there, Sam Tumulty? Nobody's been able to stop him this year. 142 yards per game, second in the nation. As you said, that's a great pickup on second down.
3rd and 2, a lot easier than 3rd and 10. Tumulty sends Paray Barber and out into the flat. It's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Sam Tumulty might be diminutive, but not afraid to mix it up in the middle. He needed 2. He picked up 3. Moved the chains. First down, and quickly to the line go the Saints. Speedball, as they like to call it. Barber in right hip of Tumulty. Hard snap, and we're going to get a whistle here. What'd you see there, Dave?
Well, it was the tight end, Daniel Getch, that jump, but he moved backwards, but I think they may have had 2 people in motion at once.
Legal procedure is going to go against the Saints.
You know, and I like this speed ball because it has a different pace. It's different pace than you see a lot of teams have. You know, some people just like to use a hurry-up offense. This is like, put that ball down, I'm going to snap it.
I know some of the offensive linemen get a little peeved at the officials when they don't put the ball down quick enough. It's 3rd down and 15 for the Saints. Barber, and again, motions out to the flat. Draw play for Sam. Right up the middle. There goes Tumulty. Breaks it at the 50. Down to the 30. Foot race to the end zone. Tumulty on his feet down just shy of the goal line. 1st down and goal for Sam Tumulty. And Dave, I was excited for you to come out and watch this kid play, and you just got a taste of what he's capable of.
You know, you can watch all the film you want, but when you see it right here in front of you, his vision, his speed, he busts that one for about 65 yards.
And quickly to the line again. The St. Francis offense just waiting for the ball. Let's go. Pistol formation this time. Tumulty will have Paray Barber in left, but If I'm a betting man, I don't think the ball leaves the hands of number 12. Rayvon Johnson single coverage right side, 2 wide receivers off left, ball right hash. First and goal at the 3. Back to Sam. They will hand it to Perret, the senior, into the end zone. Touchdown. First score of the game comes from Barberin. That's just his 4th touchdown of the season, but a big one to get this game started.
How about that? To put a punch in the mouth. Wow.
Sparked by a 66-yard run. Peyton Nigro was the one who tracked him down at the end of that play before Perret Barber knocked it in. Swinging gate extra point. Didn't like what they saw for going for 2. They're going to put Brian Madej back to kick the traditional extra point. Maffey, the holder. Snapper is Walsh. Kick is good. We talked earlier about the importance of a long snapper. And since it's senior day, we got to give Scotty his due. Scott Walsh, a senior out of Sparks, Nevada. His family is in town today, cheering him on. It's 7-0 Saints. 5 plays, 67 yards in 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Take a look at that touchdown one more time. Perret Barber looking for a hole, and just like they've been doing all season long, the offensive line getting out and moving some people around.
Good to see Barberin back in the lineup as well. Gives you that extra dimension here to complement Sam Tumulty, who is already halfway towards his average rushing yards per game. He had 77 yards on that particular drive.
Well, if we're going to be talking about that too, we have to take a look at the all-time rushing yardage chart for St. Francis in the season. Sam Tumulty already at number 2 with 1,136 yards coming into today, which is the second best rushing season of any Saint, just behind Dwayne Milton's 1,457. So he's about 300 yards and some change away. And if he's going to run 60-yarders like that, he might break the record today. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Madej is going to kick it off. 13:26 to go. The return for Xavier will be from the 2. And it won't get past the 20.
Well, here you go, right? Your offense took 5 plays. They put 7 points on the board. Now your defense, to me, it's going to seem like an overstatement here, but I really feel like this particular defensive stand is so huge to get that ball back in the hands of the Saints offense.
With great field position if you can get them on a 3 and out here, which does not happen very often against St. Xavier. Stuart Ross is their quarterback, a sophomore out of Springfield Southeast High School, and he is deadly accurate, 67% through the air, which is 4th best in the country. He'll be in the pistol, Venerable behind him. They're going to start it on the ground. Nice second move up to the 24-yard line. Nice first down run, picks up 4.
You know, don't underestimate Amari Venerable, number 23, the sophomore out of University Park, Crete-Monee High School. Venerable with 759 yards rushing, and that's great, right? But you love to see the average, 5.3 yards per carry.
Helped out with a nice game last week for 198 yards against Missouri Baptist. Play action this time. Through the air, it's complete, but no yards after the catch there. It's a pickup of 2 for St. Xavier.
That was Angel Mata that collapsed quickly, just jumped on there, made for a short gain. And now we'll have to be second down and make that third down at about 3 here.
Mason Gray, their leading receiver, 37 catches to lead the Cougars in that category. Third down for St. Xavier. About 40% on third down this season. On the ground of Venerable. You see the quick speed. He's hit at the line, but he falls forward for an extra 2. I believe he was probably hit shy of the yard to goal line, but a nice second effort gives him the first down, and St. Xavier not in the mood to waste any time either.
No, he was going to be about a yard short, and he just made, it was Chris Johnson that had a hold of him, did all he could, but he just made Johnson backpedal a bit.
They motioned to Venerable. He cuts it inside. Nice pickup for them on first down again. Picks up about 7.
Well, I'm going to guess we're going to probably have 250 plays run in this game as quickly as these two teams get after it.
Second and 4 here for Xavier. 4 down linemen for the Saints. On the ground again, keeping it inside. Nearly a huge hit, and that's going to be enough for another St. Xavier first down. 2 running plays, move the chains.
2 big runs because of 4 big men on that offensive line. 4 players on the St. X offensive line, 300 pounds or more.
They've been keeping it on the ground for the most part, but you kind of get a feeling of setting up the pass here. So, 2 wide receivers right, 2 to the left, tied to the line. They have Ross. They're going to flip it, end around for Xavier. Cuts it up on the inside right by the numbers near midfield. Pick up about 6 yards. That was Brandon Hickson, the speedster out of Harlem High School in McChesney Park.
The play took a while to develop. It was a good cut for Hickson. Thought the Saints may have stretched that out, but in the end, about a 6-yard pickup.
2nd and 2 at the Xavier 49. Stuart Ross empty backfield this time. Puts a man in motion. He's going to throw it. Checks it down to the flat. There's going to be no gain on the play. Hit, and here comes the cavalry for the Saints. Was it 9 again? Angel Mata against the much bigger Matt Chavers, running back out of Freeport. Yeah, Angel Mata with the stop, giving up a bunch of pounds on the play. And Chavers is an interesting story we can talk about too if we have some time. He's a heck of an athlete for St. Xavier, as they all are. He's going to be on the left hip of Ross. Trips out to the right, one to the left. Ross blitzes there, throws it up, oh, incomplete. The receiver was Justin Pringle. He beat his man, but overthrown. You can credit that to the defensive line and the called blitz from up here in the box.
And Logan Johnson came hard. The linebacker for the Saints just pressuring, and Ross just had to get rid of it in a hurry. And as soon as it left his hand, you know there was no chance for a completion.
Nice 3rd down stand. It's 4th down and 3 at midfield, but Ross trotting back on for St. Xavier. They're going to go for it.
Everybody tight here.
St. Xavier 14 for 20 on 4th downs. No, they will punt it away. Chavers, end over end. St. Francis will let it bounce, and it'll be down to right around the 5 or 6 yard line. Should have saw that coming, as Chavers, the running back, also has the best punting average on the team. No wonder he's got a great punting average when there's no returners back there.
What would the Saints do? They didn't get a 3 and out here, right? But what they did was they kept the ball from crossing midfield, and now obviously they have a long way to go, but with 7-0 lead, they'll take it.
And Matt Chavers, who just punted the football, also a catcher for St. Xavier. He carries the ball, second most behind Venerable. A bunch of catches as well, punts the ball. All-around athlete. He didn't play in the spring season for St. Xavier because he chose to play baseball. 1st and 10 for St. Francis. Tumulty in the gun. Motion man left. They're going to counter right on the ground. Up past the 10-yard line. About a yard or 2 there.
Went off the right side behind Derek Wentworth along with Aston Georgia. Jose Sanchez, the center for the Saints. And big offensive line for USF as well.
First time we saw Wendell Newton with a carry. He's got 70 carries now on the season for the freshman. Went to the same high school as Perret Barberin, St. Augustine down in New Orleans. Perret recruited him up here. You got to be some kind of crazy, though, to move from New Orleans to Joliet. 2nd down. Tumulty calls his own number again. Push it past the 15-yard line up to the 16. 3rd and manageable coming up here for the Saints.
We saw it on that big run from Samuel Tumulty. His sense of timing is outstanding on that quarterback draw, and then his quick feet get him to that hole in a hurry and drive through it.
Again on the ground, Wendell Newton's turn, and he's got enough for a Saint 1st down on 3rd and short.
And already you can see why teams have had so much trouble with Sam Tumulty, and then you throw in, Newton and Barberin back there. So many different angles they come at you from. The chains move again.
St. Francis hasn't thrown a pass yet here on their 2nd drive. Well, they haven't thrown a pass in the game as we go deeper into their 2nd drive. 8:48 left to go, 1st quarter. Saints up 7-zip. Sam's going to throw now. Going for the home run ball left side, and it is nearly caught with one hand by Rayvon Johnson. He kind of turns back to the official. There was a lot of hand fighting down that left sideline. No flag came out. 2nd down.
He was covered very well by Jacob Denny right there, but boy, did Tumulty put that ball right on the money. And there's number 22, Rayvon Johnson. That would have been spectacular to be able to bring that in with one hand. Great play call right there on 1st and 10.
2nd and 10, ball at the 21-yard line for St. Francis. Again, coverage is tight on the outside. Man-to-man defense from St. Xavier. They go to Getch, the tight end on the end around. He's got a little room up the sideline, and down he goes at the 36. Nope, let me correct myself on that. Trenton Perry, the other tight end with the carry.
Well, they showed that same motion previous play with Perry, and that time he got the ball and showed his speed around the edge, and yet another first down. Already 4 first downs for the Saints.
They put Perry in motion one more time. Fake it to him this time. Sam will keep it. Not a lot of room. Just 2. Past the 35 up to the 36.
Okay, so we've played maybe 7 minutes. We've already seen Sam Tumultine a couple quarterback draws. We've seen Pierre Barbarin with a couple of runs. We've seen an end around to the wide receiver, and then you fake the wide receiver, and then you come back to Sam.
9 runs and 2 passes so far for the Saints offense. 2nd down and 8. 7:46 to go, first quarter, 7-zip. St. Francis trips to the right. Sam draw again. He's got a lead blocker in Newton. He's wrapped up from behind, and that was a nice tackle. It probably saved another big run by Sam Tumultine.
I'll go back to the play calling here. It is a shell game, right? I mean, the shell game, not just, you see an option teams, right? But a shell game in terms of, okay, I'm going to drop. I can pass. You just saw me throw a ball 40 yards down the field.
Coach Curry looks on here on this 3rd down and 3 play. Come on, Curran in motion this time. And we'll have a flag to blow the play dead. It's going to be against the Saints. This is Coach Mike Feminis, 23 years up on the south side of Chicago, 5th leading active head coach in the NAIA with 196 wins. How about that? Coach of the year back in 2011, the same year they won their national championship. Earned his first conference title and playoff berth just 4 years into his tenure.
You knew there were great things, from Mike Feminis. When you saw when he was playing here on this field, then as a defensive coordinator here, and he made an instant impact in the collegiate game as a head coach.
3rd down and 8 for the Saints. 4 wide receivers again. Sam looking to throw. Checks it down and incomplete.
Well, what do you like
there? Yeah.
You like the protection.
Not a lot there for St. Francis. Probably wouldn't have gone too much farther than that. Brian Madej is going to come out for the first time today to punt it away. A little coaching up going on down there for one of the receivers for St. Francis. 82, Dezion Jordan, the wideout from Rockford. Back to return is Justin Pringle. Very dangerous athlete for St. Xavier. Ooh, that one was nearly blocked, but a nice punt from Madej. That one's going to bounce at the 30. Pringle's going to let it roll. Thank you very much. Another punt inside the 20 for Brian Madej.
Yeah, okay, that was my heart jumping into my throat when you saw the pressure on Madej. And then you could see it when he got that good kickoff. You knew that if Pringle was going to let it hop, it was going to get a good hop, and indeed it did. So that was making something out of what could have been a disaster.
Saints lead at 7-0 on a first drive touchdown from the Saints. A 66-yard run setting up Perry Barbarin's 3-yard touchdown. Here's the second look at the St. Xavier offense. With sophomore quarterback Stuart Ross. 2 wide receivers right. A couple of receivers left tied to the line. Venerable behind Ross in the pistol. On the ground to Amare. He's hit right at the line by that defensive line for St. Francis. Not a lot of room there. Chris Johnson popping up from the ground along with Mike Whitney, the linebacker from Charlotte, Michigan.
You look at Venerable, 5'9", 200. I mean, that is your bowling ball that is crashing into those gold pins.
He gets it again, but he's tracked down from behind. What a play by Ryan King, the defensive end. I believe he got to Venerable's feet as he tried to make the break. He says, keep feeding me and I'll keep eating. 3rd down coming up for the Cougars. How about this Saints defense through the first possession plus here? Linebackers lining up to blitz. Here on 3rd and 6. Stuart Ross checking the offense, getting a new play from Mark Unul, the longtime offensive coordinator for St. Xavier. Snap back to 'to. 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 He got 2 more yards than he needed. First down. How about that? I thought they were going to throw the ball there, Dave, but they kept it on the ground.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that St. Francis got caught off guard with that, but it was so well executed, and Venerable hit that hole so hard. That's confidence you have in your offensive line.
Venerable on the 9-yard pickup, and they're going to go to Amari again. Nice spin move there, but he takes it up to the 38-yard line before he stops. Second down and 4 coming up. His 8th carry, pushing 40 yards now.
I was going to say, this feels like a 40-carry game for Amari Venerable.
143 carries coming into today, leading the team in that category. Here's 3rd down and 3 for the Cougars. Chavers, shoulder down, second effort. It looks like he picked up a first. He was down behind that line to gain. Would have been a 3rd and short coming up, but instead, the sticks move again.
St. Xavier averaging 158 yards per game on the ground. That pales in comparison to the Saints' 234, but boy, do they run hard.
Little speed ball here from the Cougars. Chavers shifts to the right hip of Ross, trips to the left, one to the right. Delayed handoff here to Chavers. He's taken down behind the line. What happened there for the Cougars? Mike Whitney gets his first solo sack of the season.
You know, and I was watching that and I'm thinking, okay, a run-pass option, but I don't know if I'm really going to give it to you, and I don't know which way you should run. That just took too long. Stuart Ross just took too long to make the decision to give it to the backfield.
3rd and 12 after the loss of 2. Same formation, same pre-snap movement. They hand it off to him directly this time, but he's still hit behind the line. Down he goes again.
Chris Johnson stayed home on that. He was turned inside by Ryan King from the outside, and Johnson was there waiting for him.
Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. 7.5 now for the leader of that defense, the middle linebacker, Chris Johnson, on senior day. What a player he's been in the brown and gold. 3rd and long for the Cougars. 3.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Trips right, 1 left. Travers behind Ross. They're going to give it. Chavers on the ground, and there was just no room in this play. On 3rd and 12, you thought for sure they'd go to the air.
Yeah, I'm lounging back in my seat here a little bit puzzled on that call, because that's not the man that's going to break a big one for you, right? You've got Amari Venerable that if you're looking to keep it on the ground, well, he's a guy that can get you like 10, 12 yards. Well, right now, 4th and 10 here for the Cougars.
Chavers' long run of the season, just 20 yards. Venerable's long, just 22. So not a lot of big plays on the ground for St. Xavier. They like to hit home runs through the air. Looks like they're going to punt it away here, 4th down. And now Scott Tumulty back to return this punt. Chavers, blocked! Blocked! It's blocked at the line! St. Francis has a chance. They jump on it right at the 15-yard line. It was Mike Whitney with the block and recovery.
That was an explosion. Whitney exploded through the line. Chavers never had a chance. Big time play for the Saints.
The decision to punt the ball so close to the line of scrimmage, you had to. I'm shocked that hasn't happened more often from that formation.
Well, that didn't fool anybody, right? After the first one, especially.
And if I know what's coming, and I'm the dumbest one in the building, and if I know what's coming, you know that St. Francis does too. First down for the Saints, and they're going to take over at the 15-yard line. What a special teams play by 45 Whitney. 3 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Barberin in motion. Sam's going to keep it. Right through the middle, inside the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Saints.
You know, all the flash, the 70-yard run earlier, but it's Sam Tumulty's 7- and 8-yard runs that set your drive up and keep your drive going and put you in a great position on 2nd down.
12, Sam Tumulty. 14 touchdowns, over 1,200 yards on the season. Sammy takes the snap. He's looking to throw this time. It's for Ray Vaughn in the end zone. Looks like it was picked off, but Ray Vaughn knocked it away at the last second.
What a great play by Ray Vaughn Johnson there. He became a defensive back when that ball was about halfway there. That prevented a big-time turnover.
Whew. 3rd down and 3 coming up for St. Francis. They need to get to the 6 for a first down. Ball's at the 9-yard line, deep inside St. Xavier territory again. Motion man is Curran. They fake it to him. Sam keeps it. Stood up near the line to gain. I think he might be a little bit shy. 4th down and inches coming up for St. Francis. Do you want a conference championship? Do you want some hardware? Under center, Tumulty. Quarterback sneaky. He's going to bounce it outside, but he's wrapped up. Second effort. First down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Saints.
Oh, my goodness. That play was so well scouted, but the thing you don't scout is the absolute ability of Sam Tumulty.
Joey Markusovich, the senior linebacker, had his hands on him, but it didn't matter. Oh, but a fumble. Tumulty over his head, and he's able to jump on it at the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. They mark it at the 13.
Well, the Saints have had a couple stumbles here with penalties. They survived the 4th down, but this now makes it a wee bit tougher.
That is the first time that I can remember a bad snap all season. Paray Barber in left hip of Tumulty. Look for him to throw to Rayvon here in this situation. Nope, silly me. He'll keep it on the ground. No gain on the play that time. St. Xavier up to the task. He may have lost a yard. 3rd and goal, but St. Francis going backward here. Now you got to be careful you don't lose too many yards, because if you want any kind of points and you want to go ahead and kick that ball, Madej's long is only 28 yards this season, and a timeout on the field. Looks like we have an injured Saint, something we haven't said a lot this year either.
That interior defensive front there for St. Xavier, Jaleel Holloway, Jaden Chandler, and Peyton Campbell. They not saying they figured out Sam Tumulty, but they have collapsed down into the middle. That's where Sam, loves those quarterback draws.
On the ground is Matt Knutson, the sophomore left guard out of, guess where? Villa Park, Willowbrook High School. Played with Sam Tumulty in high school, playing with him now here at the college level, and he's been a big part of why Sam has had the success that he has today. Not only Matt, but that entire offensive line. And we got a chance to talk with Derek Wentworth before the game, right? You can tell the belief that they have, the passion that offensive line has for what they do, and how much fun it has to be to block for a player with the talent that Tumulty has.
And I don't think people understand the whole offensive lineman game. Yeah, you do your job. Next thing you know, the guy you're blocking for is 10 yards down the field and expanding that. That is just a great feeling. And that's why offensive line, they're the most selfless group on the field. Well, maybe one of the most selfless groups in any sport.
Sure.
Now let's see if Knutson can recover here from this.
Now, Sam Tumulty is such a talent that it's forced defenses this season to do things that we've never seen them do. Olivet Nazarene's defensive line had no interest in even rushing. They stood up when the ball was snapped and just watched Tumulty to make sure that they could contain him. They did not, but they're playing defenses that we've never seen. They're doing things that are unprecedented because of the talent of Tumulty. Here we go on 3rd and goal back at the 15-yard line. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Oh, blitz is on Sam, but he escapes the initial burst. To the left side he goes, tripped up shy of the 10. It'll be 4th and 11. I imagine you just want to get some kind of points out of this drive that became broken at the end of it.
Great job by Tumulty, of course, to get out of that jailbreak there, but a better job done by Joey Markusovic. He was the man that kind of stayed home on that far sideline. When Markusovic doesn't get a hand on him, that could have been a touchdown about 15 yards.
We're looking at a 29-yard field goal try. This will be the longest of the season by a yard, but a timeout. No, they're just going to take it down to the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second break out here at Joliet Memorial Stadium. Championship game of the MSFA Midwest. Saints lead it after one, 7-0. Come on back.
It's a small school, but it's mighty in that it changes your life when you go here.
The experiences that I gained and the life lessons that I learned while I was here are something that I continue to carry with me. I'm proud to hold 4 degrees from the university. I wouldn't have gone back time and time again if I didn't think that this was a quality education.
No matter where you are in life, with the right people, the right school, and the right support, you can do anything.
Your career is limitless after you go to the University of St. Francis.
Some first quarter numbers as we flip sides of the field for Sam Tumulty. 11 carries, already over 100 yards. 9.2 yards per carry, which includes the big 66-yarder on the first drive that set up the touchdown. Oh, my goodness.
Have a day, have a first 15 minutes, but how about a field goal right here from Brian Madej?
Snap's good. Holds down from Maffey. Plenty of leg. And it's good. Saints up two scores, I should say, 10-0. A few ticks into quarter number 2.
All right, let's take a big breath, right? Because everybody thinks, okay, let's get another touchdown, let's get a score. But you're sacked, you had a high snap, and you survive, you get 3 off the turnover. You'll take a 10-0 lead here 2 seconds in to the second quarter. And this is a message I believe that the Saints have sent both offensively and defensively in the first 15 minutes. This is not the team from 15, 20 years ago. This is a team here in 2021 dropping their first 2, have played better week by week by week, and have gotten themselves to this championship game.
I've never been a part of a St. Francis season exactly like it's been right now, and I've only been, I think, a third of the amount of seasons that they have played here, which is rather significant. I've seen a lot of St. Francis football. We've seen some great players. We've seen an E.J. White who can throw the ball over the yard and run it with everybody, but we've never seen a quarterback like Sam Tumulty with the set of skills that he has. We've never seen a quarterback be in the top 5 of the rushing stats. I don't know if the NAIA has seen a quarterback be number 2 in the league in rushing. I tweeted out at the NAIA to find out. I don't know. They didn't respond. They probably couldn't find the numbers. Here's a return from St. Xavier, and a nice one, all late hit near the out-of-bounds line. But I didn't see a flag come in, so it must have been just inside the boundary there. 14:52 to go, first half. Saints lead at 10-zip.
You talk about Tumulty and what he has done, but I think you kind of alluded to it earlier. Everybody rallying around this freshman, right? I mean, you're in your 9th game of the season, and you can just feel it, whether it's the offensive line, the defense, rallying around this, knowing that this could be one special day here in St. Francis history.
Mike Feminis, still the St. Francis all-time leading tackler. Still has his picture in the program every season. First down for the Cougars. Linebackers inching up for the Saints. They're going to throw it. Big hit on the outside. Terrence Nicholson laying in the wood.
Oh, I wish we had a camera right in his eyes when Ross dropped back, because Nicholson had measured up his man, and he laid the leather to him.
You see why he's second on the team in total tackles. He doesn't miss when he gets it lined up. It was a gain of 2, though. 2nd down and 8 for the Cougars. Snap back to Ross, another quick throw. Up to the 45, forward progress up to the 46. Not too much there. I believe the receiver, number 15, Justin Pringle. He leads the Cougars, 621 yards receiving. It's 3rd down for the Cougars near midfield. They are 3 yards shy of the line to gain, under 14 minutes to go till halftime. 3 down linemen, they're going to keep it. Nope, Ross looking. Oh, he's got a man wide open downfield, but he missed it. And he has to slide at the 41. It's a loss of 5, and he had a receiver in Kyle Quinn downfield with nobody near him.
Well, and Ross missed it early, too, because he had something going early in that play, hesitated, and then when he looked up, he was thinking run, and as you said, he missed a man about 40 yards downfield. Oh my.
You don't see a lot of Cougar quarterbacks miss wide open touchdowns like that. It would have been a touchdown. St. Francis got away with one there. Some great pressure up front, though. And the punt nearly blocked. It'll go to Scott Tumulty back at his 20. Just not a lot of room to operate on that return. A nice punt angled toward the sideline, using the perimeter as an extra defender. Scotty will defer to his younger brother right around the 25-yard line.
And let's give credit to that punter, Joe Poselli. First time he's had a punt today, but he put it in the absolutely perfect spot. You had it right along the sideline there. There was nothing that Scott Tumulty could do with that one. However, a 10-0 lead, a couple minutes into the second quarter, ball at the 20. Saints will take it.
Wendell Newton will be the running back this drive. Left hip of Sam Tumulty. 3 wideouts right, 1 left. no safety help if they want to go to Rayvon, who's tightly covered left. Sam's just going to keep it, though, right up the middle. Spun around, still on his feet. Knocked down at the 30, and that's enough for a Saint first down.
There you go. No quarterback draw, straight run, basically out of a Wildcat position, and a quick 10.5 yards to that first down.
And that was just about his average carry today. I still like, go ahead and keep single covering Rayvon Johnson. We're going to see how that goes for you. Jacob Denny's got a heck of a task for him right now because there are no safeties on the field. Hand off to Wendell, trying to sneak through a tight window there. Not a lot of room. Picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
He is muscling along with Peyton Bogie, and it's a case of where on the offensive side, they want to thank the defense. The defense today has allowed just 4 first downs in that first quarter, only 45 yards on the ground.
4 wide receivers this play on 2nd down. Motion man Perry. Fake to him. Sam's going to keep it. A big hit up to the 36-yard line. Only a yard or 2 to be had there. 3rd down coming up for St. Francis.
This is an interesting situation right here because, you have that 10-zip lead, 12 minutes to play in the first half. Rayvon Johnson, you say single coverage. This may be a time to go get him. And now there'll be a little extra help here on 3rd and 5.
No, not much. They're going to sneak one of the safeties, Ron Carroll, still pretty tight to the line. Sam to throw, looking right this time. Fires on, but it's right through the hands of his intended receiver, 82, Dezion Jordan, the freshman.
Yeah, just a little bit behind, but I think Dezion would have said, you know what, that's a ball I need to catch. That had a little zip on it. That ball was moving here on about a 35-degree day.
Yep. Madej out to punt it off again. 11:41 to go first half. Wind kicking up a little bit, but looks like kind of cross breeze from Brian's left to right, a little bit in his face. We'll have to put a little bit extra into this one. See the flags blowing here at Joliet Memorial Stadium. Shout out to the camera crew here today, getting here early, setting up in the cold weather. Thank you very much, guys. And oh, that punt's blocked. First time the Saints have had a punt block. Someone's going to jump on it. Picked up by the Cougars. They're going to have first down and 10 at the Saint 11. That is the first time all season Madej has had a punt blocked.
Oh, and there was no question. This one was nearly taken off his foot.
Yep.
And it wasn't just one person in there. There were 2 or 3 Cougars that really provided the pressure straight up the middle.
Well, you knew something was going to happen, right? I believe that was Ryan Fitzgerald, 43, linebacker special teamer who made and it was Chavers, the running back, who picked it up. And here come the Cougars. Wildcat for Venerable, looking for a hole left side, and he'll take it to about the 6-yard line. That's a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. They can pick up a first down here.
A block punt on one side led to a field goal for St. Francis, and oh, wouldn't the Saints like to hold St. X to a field goal here.
Terrence Nicholson has to come off the field to fix some equipment issues. They're going to keep Venerable on in the Wildcat. Sends a Pringle in motion. He'll hand it off. Chavers at the 5. Falls forward to the 2. He'll make that the 3, and he'll be a yard shy. So 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Cougars. The shadows of the goalpost.
An interesting move here with the Wildcat and Venerable, and so now you get your thunder and lightning, so to speak, in the same backfield at the same time. And now, just as I say that, I believe Stuart Ross has come back into the ball game, the quarterback.
He is, but he's out to the right, split wide. Venerable still in the quarterback spot. He's going to take it himself behind the big boys. Can someone get to him before the goal line? They do. Second effort is in. Touchdown Cougars. St. Francis owned the first quarter, but you knew St. Xavier wasn't going to go quietly today.
The block punt sets up the short score.
Venerable scores for the 9th time on the ground. And on comes Peyton Bennis, who's hit 37 of 39 extra point attempts. As consistent as they come in the MSFA. Not too many left-footed kickers you see out here. Plenty of leg, and it's good. First touchdown of the game for St. Xavier off of a blocked punt, and it's a one-possession game again.
So the difference, obviously in the scoreboard, is 3, but in my mind the difference is 4, and that's the difference between a block punt field goal, block punt touchdown. Well, that's a little deflating, right? I mean, just when you're rolling along, you're very, okay, we'll kick it away and make St. Xavier, go about 60, 70 yards, and instead they only have to go about 12.
Tumulty's run for 114 yards, 134 for the squad. But something to keep an eye on here, Dave, is Sam through the air is 0 for 5. So they're running the ball well, and that's all well and good, but you got to know that Coach Fem is going to make some adjustments to that running game. I think you're going to have to pass it eventually.
Right, the pass will loosen up the run in this case.
And yeah, it's been that way all year long. They've run to set up the pass, yeah, for sure. And sometimes, yeah, like you said, they send Ravon in hopes that a completion or two will take those linebackers and make them think about the pass, move the safeties back a little bit if you can complete one or two. But so far today, St. Francis hasn't shown they can pass it. So St. Xavier's defense keeping them pretty close to the box. Here's Scott Tumulty. They're going to give him a chance from the 10. That's a dangerous proposition here. Not a lot of room there as he angles out of bounds near the 30.
The one thing they did, though, again, they pushed him towards the sideline. The kick pushed Scott to the sideline. They were about the numbers. They do not want to get number 8 there in the open field.
And we are talking about 2 top 20 defenses in the nation, not just in the conference, but in the nation.
Well, you're talking about 2 top 20 teams nationally ranked, period. St. Xavier at 14. The Saints moved up a spot to number 20 this week.
The defense for St. Xavier ranked number 20 overall. Pretty good against the run. They give up 18.6 points a game. Number 16 in the country versus the run. But Sam's going to air it out. We just talked about it. They're going long to Ravon, but that's about 5 yards downfield too far. Incomplete. Again, though, Ravon got behind the defense.
I was going to say, when it left Sam's hands and you glanced about 30 yards down the field, there was distance between number 22 and his defender. That ball, it was one of these, Sam's thrown against the wind a little bit here. That wind kind of got underneath it, kind of like an airplane wing. It just kind of sailed it up and away from Ravon Johnson.
And got us up on our feet. We both jumped up when that ball left his hand. 2nd down and 10 at their own 28 for the brown and gold. 3 wideouts left. They're going to put Perret in the flat. Out to Barberin. See if he can get a block. Tried to cut it back inside, and one of the Cougars punished his own guy as Perret Barberin went down right around the 30-yard line. He's only able to pick up 2. 3rd down and 8.
It's just enough for Stephen Meyer. He was on the outside. He contained Barberin. Meyer from nearby Providence Catholic High School, and he allowed a bunch of other white jerseys to close in on Perret Barberin. Now a 3rd and long, and one would say a definite passing situation, but when you have a quarterback draw in your playbook, not so much.
Yeah, you would think. 4 wide receivers out there. Perret Barberin on the left hip of Tumulty, and look at the Cougars ready to come after him. See how many they bring. They bring a couple extra linebackers. Surveying, throwing, looking for Ravon, but it was short, incomplete. Into the pressure, into the defense of St. Xavier, and out comes Brian Madej to punt it away here on 4th and 8.
And it is that pressure that has caused Sam a couple of difficulties here.
9:18 to go here, first half. Saints holding on tightly to a 3-point lead. Need a good punt here from Brian. A bit into the wind. And there's the snap, and they're going for the block. They didn't get it that time, but a nice punt from Brian. Hops at the 40, but right into the hands of the return man, Pringle, who returns it up to the 45. That's a nice play by Pringle to save a few yards and set them up with some pretty good field position.
So that's the 3rd punt today by Brian Madej. Obviously the one that was blocked. We recall the first punt that he had when it was very close to being blocked, and this one was a little bit too close for comfort as well.
Yeah, something you've noticed through the season, when St. Francis is passing into the wind, it is significantly slowed down. When they flip sides, though, when they have the wind at their back, the passing offense changes quite significantly. I know it's pretty common knowledge that you like to pass with the wind at your back, but the difference really is pretty significant. Screen out left side, bubble for St. Xavier tripped and out of bounds. Goes Pringle.
Yeah,
See
they
where
just
spotted it.
They just wanted to get the ball in the hands of Justin Pringle. He played his high school football nearby as well, Plainfield East High School.
That's another great storyline for this rivalry. Is all these kids, you got 90% of them are local Chicagoland high school players, and it's just so fun because they play against each other in high school, and now they get to play each other here at the next level. It's such a fun rivalry to watch. 3 wide receivers right, ball left hash for Stuart Ross. Venerable on the right side, 2nd down and 2. They're going to throw on 2nd and short, going long right side, but there's Angel Mata for the interception, his 4th of the season, and the return is on. Up to 35, tripped down at the 40. A miscommunication there. They were looking for Mason Gray, but either Mason ran the wrong route or Ross didn't know where he was.
Well, I think it's the latter. I don't know that he knew where Gray was because it was Angel Mata that was just sitting there. I mean, it was almost a fair catch situation. And had it not been for Amari Venerable, the ankle tackle on Mata, who knows how far that could have gone.
Angel Mata has had one of the best seasons a cornerback has ever had here for St. Francis. 4 interceptions. That's not a gaudy number, but when you tack that onto his pass breakups, his tackling, just being in the right place at the right time, number 9 has had a heck of a year. Tumulty puts Karan in motion. Fake to him, Sam's going to keep it bouncing outside. This is where he's dangerous. Open field runner. 1st down and more. Past the 40 into St. Xavier territory. A 20-plus yard run for Sam Tumulty.
What great sense. You've talked about the vision all season long from Tumulty, but a sense and feel of when he has the outside.
Speed ball again from St. Francis, quickly to the line, trying to get the defense on their heels. They go to Wendell Newton to pick up 2.
Again, I like the pace. I like the varying. If you're the St. Xavier defense, do I need to get to the line in a hurry? Do I need to get back there? Or in this case here, do I have a little time to take a breath? Maybe the next play will be speedball again.
The game 3 up to the 36-yard line. Wendell Newton, right hip of Tumulty. 4 wideouts on the field. He's going to look to throw. Here comes pressure. He's hit as he's thrown downfield, and it is incomplete. Again, that ball just died in the wind.
It died, and once again, give credit to the defensive back, wide receiver in Rayvon Johnson. He prevented the interception, and Sam Tumulty took a hit just as he released.
Yeah, 2nd time he's done that. Talking about Rayvon knocking the ball away from a defender. 3rd down coming up for St. Francis. 47% on 3rd down on the season for the Saints.
Just 2 of 7 here today, though.
Same formation. Newton on the right hip of Tumulty. 3rd down and 8. Sam's going to keep it behind Wendell, and he's just dragging the linebacker for a 1st down. What an amazing run by Sam Tumulty.
Excuse me while I look at my roster. 5'10", 185, and you're dragging a linebacker? Give me a break. Caleb Marconi. Whew, that's who went along for the ride.
It's not even winter yet, but he went on a sleigh ride.
He gave up 30 pounds to Marconi. A sleigh ride indeed.
And that's for a 1st down. If he doesn't make that play, if he doesn't drag him for 4 yards, it's not a 1st down, and they're punting. To Wendell. Trying to sneak inside. A nice run on 1st. He picks up about 5. Ball comes out. St. Xavier says they have it. No sign from the official yet, though.
Well, I don't know. I did not hear a whistle, but
they're giving it to him.
It is going the other way.
St. Xavier, the takeaway. That is the 1st turnover of the game.
Well, that got caught up in a pile. I'm thinking this could have been stripped inside because I don't know that Wendell ever went down completely.
I think you're right.
Boy, that's a big turnover right there for Mike Feminist's team.
St. Francis had all the momentum in the world, but here come the Cougars offense. Still got a long way to go, though. Back at their own 22. 7 minutes to go in the 1st half. Saints up 10-7. Reverse. Backward pass. It's going to be Stuart Ross to run with it. He breaks the tackle and he gets out of bounds. They pick up 10.
Well, there was nothing happening downfield. Nothing happening, so it was Ross that became the outlet pass. And when that ball was thrown to Stuart Ross, for a moment it feared like this could be about a 5-yard loss on the play. But instead,
credit to Ross to make the move.
Yeah, indeed, he picks up 9.
Pretty athletic move. I'm surprised he doesn't run more. 2nd down and 1 for the Cougars. Screen it outside. It's Gray again up past the 35. He takes a big hit, spun down and pushed out at the 42. It's another 1st down for the Cougars. Move the chains.
Boy, Mason Gray so dangerous. You kind of hold your breath. Good size at 6'3", 205.
Hey, you want to test out this St. Francis secondary, I'm all about it. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and we have movement. I didn't see any movement. I think the nose tackle, Michael Johnson's going to be arguing a losing case here. Yeah.
Well,
nice try.
What do you? Yeah, we have to lose. Just start pointing fingers. Pick somebody. Point a finger.
Still pleading his case with his coaching staff, trying to at least not get his ear chewed off when he gets back to the sideline. I feel like he believes what he's saying.
yeah, he's sincere.
And a timeout on the field. Officials timeout, it appears. Going to put some time back on the clock. Oh, maybe not. Here we go. 1st down and 5 after the penalty. Chavers on the ground. He'll pick up a 1st down for the Cougars. Look at the bowling ball roll up to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up about 11 yards and a 1st down for St. Xavier.
Boy, really good footwork going through that line for Matthew Chavers. He bounced around a little bit, and as you said, just powers his way forward. 5'10", 220.
6th carry. And there he goes again. Chavers with a block. 20, 15, 10. Out of bounds at the 7. 1st and goal, Cougars. They scored their first touchdown after a blocked punt, and they're in scoring position after a takeaway.
Well, that play did not look good for Saints fans from the snap. And then a big block downfield, and
quickly to the line. Ross the snap. They go back to their big running back. Chavers puts his shoulders down, rumbles to the 2. 2nd and goal.
Boy, he is a load.
Are we having fun yet? This is awesome. This is awesome.
This is what it was supposed to be, right?
Yep. Back and forth, and just two teams that have been just punching each other in the head all game long so far. There's no way this game was going to go without Xavier at least holding a lead. I'm assuming they're going to score because they're St. Xavier. Venerable in the gun. Sweep to Pringle. Chased down by the linebacker. He's not going to get there. Big hit at the goal line, but that's a touchdown for the Cougars.
Yeah, there was nothing Logan Johnson could do on that. He was one-on-one. He was a lone man out there.
Venerable, what might be a little bigger situation, is trotting off the field in what appears to be an injury, holding onto his left hip as the Cougars extra point squad comes out. Let's see. There goes Pringle on the end around, and a valiant effort by Logan Johnson, unable to get there. Big hit by Scott Tumulty at the end, but 6 on the board for the Cougars. They own a 3-point lead pending our extra point here. Looks good from here. It is. 4-point lead for St. Xavier as we go to the final 5 minutes of our first half. We'll have to keep an eye on Venerable, but go ahead.
Here's what two good teams do. They take advantage of their opponent's mistakes. 3 of our 4 scores here this half have come from either block punts, a fumble recovery, Saints unable to capitalize on the interception from Angel Mata. And for St. Xavier, I was ready to say, probably about 5 minutes ago, I feel like their offense was in a rhythm, but then there was an interception thrown that kind of destroyed that. But I think what you're seeing here, at least in the first half, Nick, you're seeing 2 teams have made some mistakes, but both playing with a lot of confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very sure of themselves.
And I have felt this way all season. When St. Francis playing a top quality opponent, they're in a battle. and this is the feeling I think a lot of Saints fans have had over the past few years, like, oh, not again, not this again. What's going to happen? Who's going to throw the pick? Who's going to fumble the football? But every single game this year, St. Francis has been the one to make the plays later on in the game. We got a long way to go, but there's a confidence there that you have as a Saints fan right now that you probably didn't have many years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, right now they're saying, well, shoot, you know, we're down, but okay, now what are we going to do next? We'll be okay.
Yep.
I really, it's funny how you feel that, right?
Yep. But don't let St. Xavier get up on you too big either. Don't string it out for too long. Here's Scott Tumulty. Let's see what he can do from the 10. Instead of going to the sideline, he's going to take it to the middle this time. He's going to run over a few Cougars up to the 34. Nice field position, good return. 24-yard kickoff return for Scott. Some pushing and shoving there at the end. It wouldn't be a St. Cougar football game if we didn't have some of that.
I like that Scott just took that up the middle. I mean, he knew that he was inside the numbers this time, and he said, okay, this is where my guys are. He's given his team pretty good field position here, 4:50. Good amount of time here left. Time to get down the field, to score, and burn some clock in the process.
St. Francis just 9 passes, and they've only completed 1, and that was a check down to Parade Barber. So they haven't really gone downfield with the pass. They tried. They just missed Rayvon a few times.
Yeah, that's something that needs to have an uptick here in the final moments.
In blitz shown on the outside by the Cougars. They'll bring a few extra. It's a throw. Sam pressure, and there he goes. Taken down by Jaleel Holloway. He is the Cougars leader in tackles for a loss and sacks, and you can tack on one more in each of those categories for number 92.
Well, in a play like this, you say, okay, how important is the loss of Liam Eldridge, right? Because now you'd have a couple of weapons out there to defend.
Back to the 27 it goes. It's now 2nd and 18. Motion from Coran. Sam trying to run inside, has to bounce out. Here comes the flag, and that's not going to be good news for the Saints. Only a yard there on the carry, and they're going to march back 10 more, I think.
Again, the defensive line throwing a few linebackers, just cluttering up the middle there, forced Sam to get to the outside, and eventually led to that holding call. If there'd been a little bit of room, they're going to decline that. Interesting. It'll be 3rd down and very long.
Yeah, they'll take the loss and down. .404 to go in the half. Saints hopped out to an early 10-0 lead, but 2 unanswered touchdowns from the Cougars off of a blocked punt, and the other as the result of a turnover, a fumble. Corner looking to blitz. They're going to bring extra guys. Sam's going to have to keep it. Nowhere to go. The Cougars defense has stepped it up. 4th down and long, and Madej is going to have to come and punt it away.
It was number 29. That was Kevin Countryman right there. He got a hold of Sam's ankles, and if you can tie up one of those quick feet from Sam Tumulty, you get a chance to have something very good happen, and that's what happened indeed. You know, watching Saints come to the sidelines, Sam Knutson, you know, we mentioned he had left earlier with an injury. He was back out there, but he was limping coming back off the field.
St. Francis taking their time going out. Looks like they're content to let a few seconds tick off here and take a timeout. Take you right inside that St. Francis huddle. The special teamers ready to go back out there, and we heard Coach Curry talk about one of the special teamers who also happens to be their number 1 receiver, Rayvon Johnson. He's a kind of a do-it-all kind of guy. He's, you know, you might have some teams where their number 1 receiver isn't too keen on playing special teams or mixing it up a little bit, but you know, not Rayvon. He's a quiet leader, and he leads by example.
You know, and Joe was telling us, you see him right there, number 22, that you know, sometimes your stars just want to stay off to the side, you know, not want to do anything. And he's always asking, Rayvon's always asking, you know, what can I do? You know, let me get in here, let me do this. And there you see right here, and he's going to be part of that crew right now that has to keep that rush off of Brian Madej. He has been under pressure 3 times already today.
And they're going to bring pressure again. There's nobody back to help block for the return. They're all going to try to get to Brian again. They've had success once, and this deep in territory, it's dangerous. 3 minutes until halftime. Madej, I don't know, it looks like it was tipped. It was blocked. That's a live ball, but it goes out of bounds at the 34. Was there a late hit there at the end? If it's blocked, it doesn't matter. A lot of the Saints fans wanted a flag to be thrown, but great field position coming up for the Cougars inside the Saint 40.
It was great timing on the rush. And then for Brian Madej, freshman's going to have to kind of pick up the pace a little bit here because they're coming and getting him in just way too much time here for the Cougars.
So referee Matt Bucci come to talk to Coach Curry about the lack of flag on the play. I didn't see anything, to be honest with you. 1st and 10 for Stuart Ross. They got a lead. See what they do with it. Screen to Pringle. He's going to jump out of bounds, and a flag comes in late on that one. What could that one be for?
There wasn't much movement going on out there.
There wasn't much blocking or tackling going on. As Pringle hopped out of bounds. It's going to be a hold on the Cougars. We'll take that one. I could thank everyone tuning in today over on the St. Francis YouTube channel. Looking to see who's going to be the MSFA Conference champion. What do you see here? Oh, block in the back.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Jermaine Ross just got leveled by Colin Cox, the left tackle.
Well, that's not fair.
You can't do that.
You can't be doing that.
No wonder there was no tackling going on. They called a hold, but it should have been a block in the back. 1st down and 20 for the Cougars. Outside to Pringle again, and he'll take it past the original line, out inside the 30. And it's going to be 2nd down and short. They thought they had him a good position here to the St. Francis defense, but another great pass out to Pringle, and he's just so electric on the outside.
Yeah, you just can't give him too much room, but yet with a 17.7 yard per catch average, you can't be too tight on him either.
2nd down and 4. Trips right, 1 left, ball left hash, and again, it's Michael Johnson again, and I think they did move that time. I think I saw that center's hand move, so we're going to get a conversation here. And rarely does that happen twice. Yep. Now they're going to get the Cougars, yeah.
And
he's saying, I told you,
and
Coach.
it happened last time, too.
That's Chris Johnson right there. Michael Johnson is the nose tackle, number 52. There he is, the other Johnson brother. There's actually also Rayvon Johnson, not related. 2nd down and 8. Guards pull, they throw right. It's way over the head, but caught by, that's number 5, Gray, and that's going to go backward for 2 yards.
Wow, that one just got away from Ross.
Mason Gray, 6'3", had to use every inch to go up and grab that one, and he's kind of limping a bit too.
Now remember, he went off with hurting that left hip.
You know who we haven't seen on this offensive possession either is Amari Venerable, who went off after that touchdown. Maurice Harris is the running back for the Cougars. 2nd down and 11. Make a 3rd and 11, pardon me. Ross throwing. He wanted the screen, wasn't there, and it's nearly picked off by Scott Tumulty. He was right there. That pass was broken from the beginning, and the Saints almost had a takeaway. Would have been their 2nd interception, but it just falls incomplete. So now it's decision time. 35-45. You're talking about a 52-yarder, and I don't think Bennis has quite that leg. So Stuart Ross is going to stay on. They scouted that screen from the beginning. They knew where Pringle was, and it wasn't going anywhere. 4th down and 11 here for the Cougars. And a timeout. Who wants to talk this over more? St. Xavier does. It's a big play for the Cougars offense coming up.
Well, minute 36. This is a good call. You're going to go for it here at the minute 36 because you won't leave St. Francis much time. Not that the Saints can't score in a hurry from 60 yards out. But you're right. You get this one right, and you could put some late points on the board. Stuart Ross been a little bit shaky here today for somebody who came in completing about 67% of his passes. I think Saints defense has confused him just a bit. Obviously, as you said, well scouted on that last screenplay. Been a couple of other times, too, that Ross has been a little bit jumpy back there, a little bit indecisive.
He's still 9 for 11.
Okay, well, there you go. So
I thought exactly what you to do. He's thrown a pick already. I thought he's missed a few more than he actually has. I actually had to check the numbers, too, because I agree. I thought he's been a few shaky at times, but I went down to confirm what you were about to say, and I'm like, oh, you know what? He's actually 81%.
Well, you should have grabbed me, Nick.
What kind of partner am I? Throw you right under the bus. I will never work with you again, and I'm sorry.
All right, well, let's make a defensive stop here.
I'm curious to see if St. Francis is going to bring pressure, or are they going to try to guard the pass? 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 3-3 stack defense. That's the base for St. Francis. Chris Johnson in and out in his middle linebacker spot. They're dropping back a few steps. Looks like they're going to, oh no, here they come. Ross talking to his offensive line here on 4th and 11. Here come the linebackers. They're going to bring some pressure. Quick throw to Pringle. He's caught it at the 30. And a nice tackle by Nicholson. That's going nowhere. They pick up 6. Not enough. Turnover on downs.
And this is the confidence you have in your secondary. We always talk about defending passes, but the confidence here was, we're going to come hard. You're going to have your man one-on-one, and that's exactly what Terrence Nicholson did. Outstanding play, outstanding defensive call for St. Francis.
When you have guys who can cover like that, you can send every linebacker you have. You don't have to drop him back into coverage. And here comes Sam Tumulty. Big 90 seconds here. Sammy, you got 90 seconds to take it 70 yards. He's going to throw. Nothing there. Here comes pressure, and he evades one. He gets rid of it at the end. A dangerous play, but he saves about 6 yards. Second down and coming up at the 30.
That's a couple of times today Sam has maybe held on to it just a bit too long as he felt the pressure coming on. You know, if he can maybe make that decision just a wee bit sooner, then he can escape.
Yep. And that's what you live with Sam Tumulty, too, because there also might be a time he holds on to it, breaks a tackle, and takes it for a 70-yard touchdown. So those are the plays you live with Sam. Second down and 10 at the 30. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass, and the Cougars are ready to get after it again. They bring extra guys again. He's thrown, it's tipped, and incomplete. Falls in between 2 Cougar defenders. Ooh, my goodness. Hey, shout out to that St. Xavier defense. I'll tell you what, they are getting some pressure on Sam Tumulty. Even just, they're blitzing a lot, but even the defensive line is getting pressure.
And that's what's been fascinating about how this first half has developed defensively by St. Xavier. They're playing it pretty much straight up early, and that's when the Saints scored big on a 66-yard touchdown run by Tumulty.
Here we go again. 3 down linemen. See if they go left. Nope. Tumulty draw. He's got some blockers in front. Bursts through, and he's just a yard shy of the first down.
Oh, what do you want to do here? What do you want to do here?
4th and 1. I like the run, but man, you're in your own 40.
Oh, man. But the problem is, what's your alternative to punt? And that has been a thing that's had you jumping around a little bit today, too. And then St. Xavier wants the timeout. They want to use 71 seconds here to their advantage. Should they get the ball back, they expect to get the ball back one way or another.
And they're going to add a few more seconds onto the clock as well, I think. They're going to put it to 1:14. 14-0 St. Xavier, 4th down and 1.
I don't want to give St. Xavier the ball at the 40. I don't want to get a punt blocked. I don't want to think negative. I think I'd go for it. I mean, you're playing a championship game. I think I would. I mean,
my gut instinct was the second leading rusher in the country, the 7th rushing team. Get me a yard. I mean, I like that call, to be honest with you. I know it's dangerous territory, and there you go. Number 12 is on the field. There he goes, 4th down and 1, Saints fans. What more could you want? 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Tumulty in the gun this time. St. Xavier ready to blitz everybody. They're going to go to Perret. He jets forward for a first down. I thought he was going to trip behind the line of scrimmage, but he kept his footing, and the senior running back with a huge play here late in the first half.
You talk about confidence. That's confidence in your O-line.
Oh, they're going to catch him. Snap the ball. Oh, they're not letting him snap it. Oh, why aren't they letting him snap the ball? Oh, what was that?
There were 13 men on the field.
Oh, Tumulty in the gun. Here we go. It's a throw. 4 receivers downfield. He runs into his own offensive lineman and goes down a yard behind. Can you explain to me why they held the play up?
No.
I don't understand.
The answer is no.
I do not understand. 30 seconds to go in the half. Are they just going to let it tick down here? No, there we go. They're lining up. 4 receivers. See if they just launch this one. Nope, Sam's just going to run. Because he's the human Bruce, and that's what he does. He picks up 4. 10 on the clock. And that is going to take us to halftime, my friends. What a first half we have had here in Joliet. 14-10. St. Xavier the lead. 2 teams just punching each other in the mouth, trying to win this conference championship. And I'm not sure we said the playoff word yet, but whoever wins this game also gets an automatic bid into the NAIA playoffs.
And now you just made my stomach roll over a little bit more there. And really, what a great half of football. I mean, people could pick up a box score and say, oh, but there were 3 turnovers, a couple block punts. No, that's all part of it. That's, and you could just feel the surge in each play in the first half felt like a huge play. And that's a sign of a championship game. That's a sign of 2 teams looking for the playoffs next week.
Off to the locker rooms they go. Adjustments to be made. Second half coming up in just a few minutes. We'll take a break up here in the box as well. We'll gather some halftime numbers and come back to you in about 5-10 minutes or so. We'll be back for the second half of this MSFA Midwest Championship game between the Saints and the Cougars in just a few minutes.
Saints fans, please direct your attention to midfield and welcome the USF dance team. Halftime performance choreographed by team captain Manny Smatansky. for our final round of the 2021 season. Our first prize is an autographed print of Cole Kmet. The winner is Art Mayfield. Art Mayfield, you're in the stadium today. Come on up and pick up your Cole Kmet print. Our next prize is a Sony wireless speaker. And that is awarded to Angela Miller. Angela Miller, you will be in the stadium today. You can come and get your prize. And our last round of the 2021 season, Bears versus Giants tickets on Sunday, January 2nd. Donna Madej is our Donna Madej. You are the winner of Bears versus Giants tickets. You are in the stadium as well. Come on up. Collect your points. Art Matthew, Angela Miller, and Donna Madej are 3 winners.
Scotty, you're sexy! Down that way? Yeah, go up through that doorway and there should be somebody just on the left. Yeah, we're over there.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. My name's Nick. Dave Bernhardt. I almost said Dave. Look at it. Dave Bernhardt back in the stadium with us for this special game, conference championship matchup between St. Francis and St. Xavier. Cougars lead it 14-10. St. Francis jumped out to a 10-point lead, with St. Xavier with a blocked punt on one drive, setting up a touchdown, and a forced fumble and fumble recovery, setting up the second touchdown. Before we get too much further here, not sure if we're going to have a chance toward the end, so I wanted to give a shout-out to the seniors on this program. They have been with this program minimum 4 years, or something like Parade Barberin, who's been here for, it seems like, 8. But they've meant a lot to this program. Parade Barberin, the running back, Justin Bradley, Carlos Castillo, Kevin Gorski, Chris Johnson, the middle linebacker, Rayvon Johnson, who transferred in, spent a few years here, has been an outstanding wide receiver. Adrian Page, Chris Peters, Jose Sanchez, Scott Walsh, who's getting a ton of love here in the stands right now. His family's shouting him out because you got this specialist down on the field standing in front of the heater. They're down there, and of course, Derek Wentworth, the offensive lineman. The senior class has been amazing. And when
when Coach Curry talks about attitude, when it talks about the mentality that this team has, it starts with those guys. It starts with Derek, who we got to talk to before the game. It starts with Rayvon Johnson, who's the quiet leader who leads by example. This senior class has been a pretty special one for St. Francis, and I know that they're hoping that this isn't their final game, but if it is, they're going to end it on a pretty high note.
You know, there's senior days everywhere, right? And you can say coaches, and they'll say, oh, you know, we miss our seniors. But, you know, folks were with us right at the top of the broadcast. They saw Joe Curry when you said something about the seniors, and there was that instant little hesitation like, oh, this is really hurting me. I mean, you could feel his sincere respect and appreciation of what the seniors have done.
You can't be a head coach in any sport without loving your kids, and I don't think there's a coach in the country who loves his kids more than that guy, who loves his players more than Coach Curry does. He cares for them, he pushes them hard, and when he's got the talent around him, they can put together a pretty special season. And let's not forget, the season that they've already put together has been historic in terms of St. Francis football. They've never won 6 conference games in a row. They did that this year. They've already secured a conference championship with their win against Roosevelt. So even if they lose today, they tie St. Xavier for the conference, and they'll get some hardware for that. I know they want to beat them so they can go to the playoffs, but they've already done that. If they win, it'll be the first team ever to win 7 conference games in the history of this program. So this squad, along with these senior leaders, have already put together one of the best seasons in St. Francis football.
You know, and what makes it more special, you can list all of that, but you drop as you said earlier, expectations not high coming into the season. You have your first game canceled, that's a downer, right?
Yep.
And then you go 0-2 to start your first 2 games, and it would be so easy, right? So easy just to, you know, I don't want to say go through the motions, but not, you know, push forward. But to see week by week by week things get better, take advantage of teams that you should beat, and you did beat, and you beat decisively. And then, as you mentioned, a huge win out in Iowa against St. Ambrose. Follow that up with a win against Olivet Nazarene, and it was I don't want to say a metamorphosis, but I think a revealing of all the character that Joe Curry was talking about, to say nothing of the ability of the players on the field that have been right there all year.
And I also believe there's not been a St. Francis defense that has 2 shutouts in a season, so they've done that already. So enough commiserating, though. Let's talk about this game that we've had for St. Francis. The offense is going to need work. They're going to have to make some adjustments. They are outgaining St. Xavier in total yards, 186 to 174, but unfortunately for St. Francis, 184 of those 186 yards have come on the ground.
Yeah, and if you take a look at those total yardage numbers, 75 of those total yards of 184 came on the very first drive.
Right.
It was, and since then it's been a little bit quiet, and that's because of the pressure that Sam Tumulty has been under, not from the running lanes, but the pressure in terms of the passing game.
As far as St. Xavier goes, Stuart Ross, the quarterback, is 10 for 13. Very good percentage. He's one of the most accurate passers in the country, but only 54 yards.
Yeah, right. He's only averaging 5 yards per completion.
Yep, 1 interception already. Angel Mata got his 4th interception in the first half, so they've minimized the big plays. The outside defenders have been making great tackles. They've kept their offensive players in front of them. They're playing very well on the outside. They pretty much bottled up the run game as well. I think 64 total rushing yards in the first half for St. Xavier. So the St. Francis defense, you know, they've come to play.
They have.
And it's taken turnovers or block punts for St. Xavier to score.
Exactly. You know, whether it be a short field, a long field, it's just as good as you can play defensively. Good teams are going to score off of mistakes, and that is what's happened today. Now, I will say this as the ball gets teed up. Everybody likes to say, oh, you know, that first possession of the second half means so much, but being that St. Xavier is going to get the ball, I believe it does. I believe this is huge, a huge possession in this ball game to start the third quarter.
Who wants it more? Let's find out. Madej's going to kick it off here. Return will be from the 11-yard line for the Cougars. Right up the hash marks, now outside. Past the 30, shy of the 35. And we're underway. Cougars will have it to start our second half. Pleasure to have you along here at a very chilly Joliet Memorial Stadium. Really the only game this year where we haven't had ideal spring-like conditions. It's cold one today. We're in the upper 30s. Thankfully, it's not precipitating, though, whether that be rain or snow, which we saw yesterday here in Joliet. 1st and 10 for Stuart Ross. Looks like Amari Venerable's feeling okay. He's back in the backfield.
Nope, I take that back. That's Chavers, and he's going to be a lead blocker on the end around. Nice tackle at the 30. Beautifully done by Mike Whitney. It's going to be a no-gainer.
Yeah,
for St. Xavier.
Whitney said, how dare you? How dare you try to run that play on me again? What a great job right around the ankles for Whitney.
One of the great young linebackers for St. Francis, just a sophomore out of Charlotte, Michigan. 5 tackles for a loss. Here's the second down play. Chavers again, not a lot of room. And it's Jermaine Ross, the safety, coming up to make the play after a gain of 3 yards for Chavers. Third down and 7.
Michael Johnson was one that just clogged everything up. He's not going to get credit for a tackle on that play, but he prevented a bigger run of more than 3 yards.
Chavers, the bigger running back of the 2 feature backs for St. Xavier in. 3 wideouts right, 1 left. It's going to be Stuart Ross to throw. Plenty of time. Here comes some pressure. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. Stuart Ross on the move, and he's just going to chuck it into the St. Xavier bench. And 4th down, coverage stop for St. Francis.
And there is the secondary. That tells you everything you need to know about why this defense has been what they've been able to do this year. Is Ross had all day. What he had, 20 seconds maybe, it felt like. And yet he had no man out there. Great job and a great defensive stand here to start the third quarter.
If you want a big play, you want something to happen here early in the second half, set a tone, number 8 standing at the 33-yard line is going to be the one to provide it for you. He hasn't had a ton of opportunities. He hasn't broken some big punt returns yet, but he scored multiple punt return touchdowns last year. And we're going to see if Chavers is going to give him a chance. And, a lot of miscommunication here by Xavier. And they got to burn a timeout. And Coach Yanul and Coach Feminis are livid. They didn't know what they were doing here on 4th.
Wow. 1 minute and 6 seconds in on a 4th down punt. And it was chaos. Wow.
You don't expect that from Mike Feminis' coach squad. And look at how mad he is. Let's see if St. Francis can take advantage. Chavers will line up a more traditional punting formation here. The average is 49 yards per punt. That's incredible.
Well, Tumulty is not respecting that distance.
St. Francis looks like they're ready to go for the block. Here come the Saints. They might have gotten to it. Is this one angles? And it takes a huge Cougar bounce to the 20-yard line. I'm not sure if they got a hand on it or not, but regardless, it ends up being a huge punt for the Cougars.
And how does that happen, right? I mean, you get those forward rolls, but it just stays along the sideline.
Yep, I thought that was going to bounce out of bounds, but take a look at it again here. I think you're right. I think that a defender for St. Francis got a hand on it. He probably made it go left like that, but look at the bounce. That's what happens. Tumulty will take things over for St. Francis at their own 20. See if they get Rayvon involved. 2 deep safeties now for St. Xavier. They are respecting the pass a bit more. Sam's going to keep it. Nice run on first. He'll pick up 7.
There you go. There's your good first down run. Your 7-yard pickup for Sam Tumulty, who today has averaged 7.3 yards per carry, up to 153. Came in averaging 142. Had a 200-yard game a couple of weeks ago right here on this field.
Gray Barber in the running back. He'll be on the left hip of Sammy. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. Wing back here left in this formation for St. Francis. Barberin switches sides. Option play, they give it to Perret. Nice run by Barberin, and that will be a first down for the Saints. He needed 3, he got 4.
He's talking about great vision, and that's what Perret showed right there. Right, he bounced a little bit, then bounced again, and made sure he got just enough for that first down.
Barberin had his best game as a Saint earlier this season against Judson when he went 15, 118, and 3. Not typically one to break a lot of long runs, but he will pick up the tough ones inside for you. First down at the 31-yard line. Perry, the man in motion, the tight end. Fake it to him. Sam's looking for a hole. Ducks down, takes a big hit at the 34-yard line, able to pick up 3.
If you're on the other side of the field and you say, we've done a decent job on that one long run by Sam Tumulty.
Yep.
Every time that ball is snapped to him, you're holding your breath. Because there could be something that looks like, we've got him. And then he's gone. So even a simple play like that, a little 3-yard pickup, you feel like you dodged something. you want the wind at your back, this is the quarter you're going to get it.
Again, the safeties are within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Single coverage, Rayvon here near side. They're going to throw. Sam's flushed out, still looking. He's got to get rid of it. He does. Throws it into the Cougar bench and brings up third down. Smart play by the freshman QB.
We mentioned Jaleel Holloway, the senior defensive tackle for St. Xavier. He was the man that was chasing Tumulty there. Holloway's been in on a couple of plays. He's been in that St. Francis backfield.
And you know what's interesting is a lot of defensive lines, your sack leader, your tackle for a loss leader coming from your defensive end spot, but Holloway's a defensive tackle. He's coming right in the middle and disrupting plays for the offense. He's been doing it all year.
6 foot, 250-pounder.
Third down here for St. Francis. They're going to put Wendell Newton in for Barberin. 4 wide receivers in a passing situation for Tumulty. Here comes pressure. They check it down to Wendell, and there goes Newton. Oh, but he's taken down at the 42 from behind. A game-breaking, saving tackle for St. Xavier by Nico Urate, the linebacker. It is enough for a first down, but he probably saved a touchdown. Look at this here again. Urate comes up and just gets the heels of Wendell Newton, but it does move the chains for the brown and gold.
Boy, they brought, 6, 7 that time, and Tumulty had to get rid of it in a hurry. Rushed it just a little bit, but a great catch there by Newton.
Right down the line of scrimmage here at Memorial Stadium. 4 wideouts for the Saints. Sam's going to play action and throw. Looking downfield, there's nothing there, and he's on his horse. Turns it upfield, steps out of bounds at the 43, and a lot of contact and pushing. Referee running right behind the play, had a good view at it, didn't feel like there was enough contact out of bounds for a penalty.
Well, the intended receiver, I think, was going to be Daniel Getch, the tight end. He was about 10 yards down the field. He came from the outside in, well covered there. It was a good decision to just kind of keep it, tuck it, and run. Not much to be had there, but too much coverage down the middle of the field.
Just 1 yard there for Tumulty. 2nd and 9. Saints lining up with 4 wide receivers last handful of plays. Curran is the man in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Sam's going to keep it. Head down past the 50. He will be 1 yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1. I think you get an idea why Coach Turnbull likes to call him the human bruise. Not afraid to run inside and take those big hits. Do you remember, I say running back, a quarterback by the name of Trace Wanless? Reminds me of him a lot.
Yep.
Maybe with a little bit more speed. Wanless unfortunately got bit by the injury bug quite a bit. Sam here able to absorb a lot of those hits and remain injury free. Let me go ahead and knock on wood right now. 3rd down and 1. Option play, they hand off to Wendell. It's going to be a first down for St. Francis. They needed 1, they got 2. You saw the safety Stephen Meyer hold up his fist trying to indicate 4th down. He's like, no. A lot of hard-fought first downs on this drive, and they're going to stop the clock here. 9:55 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. I think they're
going to reset that.
Yep, they're going to put 7, so probably another 10 seconds or so up on the clock. I think they want 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Yep, there you go. Didn't stop the clock to move the chains, apparently.
I like the feel of this drive. It just feels like solid. Let's just, get our 5-yard chunks. We need a little more. We need to get just a couple yards.
Here comes the 9th play of this drive, which has covered 33 yards so far. Tumulty sends Curran in motion. A lot of pre-snap motion. Tumulty, nothing secretive about that as he dives forward for 8 yards. Up to the St. Xavier 40, 2nd down and manageable. Well, they actually give him the 41.
You go right behind your center, Jose Sanchez, Wentworth, and Knutson on either side of him. The motion, of course, drawing some people away.
Coach Fem looks on, 23 years as the head coach of St. Xavier up on the south side of 103rd and Pulaski. Nothing but success up there. Confusion, but they do hand it off to Wendell.
And only a yard there, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Saints.
Yeah, that took just a little too long to try to make the decision one way or another. I mean, it almost came to a standstill in the backfield. Now, this is a tricky little 3rd down and 3 here.
Tumulty over 1,200 yards this year, 2nd most in a season all time for St. Francis. 3rd down and 3. Coran in motion. They give it to Coran, but oh no, Sam kept it, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. He tricked me, and he picked up the 1st. This has been a drive that has been all offensive line.
Yep, exactly. Well, you're putting it on their shoulders right now.
Saints fans digging it. Derek Wentworth's girlfriend with a big blown up head of her boyfriend and jumping up and down, celebrating the 1st down for the Saints. And there are the big boys, the fatties as they are affectionately known as. 1st down for the Saints. Ooh, high snap and handled by Tumulty. He's going to keep it, another inside run. He's only able to pick up 2.
Boy, I'll take those 2 yards, though. That could have been a big problem. You know, and it was a high snap that actually on one of the Saints drives early in the ball game that led to a field goal rather than a possible touchdown. And obviously you look at a scoreboard, and that's huge right now.
Yeah, that's the difference in the game right now. 14-10. 7:40 to go, 3rd quarter in this championship game. 2nd and 8. Coran, the motion man again. They go to Wendell inside. Falling forward, hit by 41, Davion Jones, the defensive tackle. All right, well now, you've been getting away with it for about 50 yards.
I know where you're going.
Now it's 3rd and 8. I don't think you can run that play again here.
But can you run 2 plays to get 8?
I'm being a little bit, shading them a little bit of yardage here. We'll say 3rd down and 6. For receivers to throw to the border. It is complete. 1st down to Dan Getch on the 10-yard out route.
Nice pattern run by Getch. Tumulty delivered it on time. And the chains move once again. Again, a solid drive on the first possession of this half.
And that is the first catch over 2 yards. The first pass completed over 2 yards in the game. Just the 2nd pass completed in total. Hopefully we see more of that here. It's nice to see, though, them move the chains on the pass. 1st down and 10 for the Saints. They're at the 24-yard line. Make it 23. Perry in motion. They go to Sam. Another inside run, and look at the huge push by the inside of that offensive line. It's like Coach Curry saying, boys, you want a touchdown, you're just going to have to push your way there.
That was 3 yards of push.
Yep.
I mean, you opened up the hole initially, but then that pile just kept moving forward. And the one thing with Tumulty is he just rides them right with it. He stays right there.
Pushes them even further.
Yeah.
We saw him drag a linebacker for 5 yards for a touchdown already. He's not above pushing his offensive line. 2nd and 6. The Saints a hair inside the red zone now. Barberin shifts left, 4 wide receivers again. Sam's going to keep it. Look outside. He needs a block. Turns it up, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. My eyes say he's about a yard shy, but we'll see where they mark it. There she is. Probably caught her at an unfortunate moment there. We apologize. Holding up Derek Wentworth's big old head. 3rd down and 2. They go to Pereira. He's hitting the backfield, and he goes nowhere. The Cougars up to the task. Defensive lineman wagging the finger brings up 4th down at the 17-yard line. 4th and 3. Here comes Brian Madej, looking to take the Saints within 1 with a successful field goal here.
Boy, that's a defensive line that comes up big. Also got a little bit of help there from middle linebacker Caleb Marconi. Let's get something out of this.
Lining up for a 34-yarder. Walsh, the snapper, to Maffey. The boot is in the air. It looks good from here. Plenty of leg. It is. The Saints are within a possession. 14-13, 4:41 to go. Brian Madej Having a game so far, 2 made field goals.
Credit to the offensive line for that drive.
Yep.
And again, credit to the long snapper. Right on the money once again. It was Scott Walsh, and you're talking about temperatures that feel like sub 30 degrees right now, but yet you put it right on the money and made it look easy. Or Scott Walsh, I should say.
His family will hear you. They're going to come up here and knock on the window.
Is there a lock on the door here?
Nice to see a great crowd despite the weather out here at Memorial Stadium. It's fantastic.
That drive, how about this? 18 plays, 63 yards, took 9:04 off the clock. That's getting the job done. It ended in just 3, but that sent a message. Boy, an 18-play drive. All right, within 1. More defense coming up.
That's right. I think they got another takeaway in them here, Dave. I think the Saints have another takeaway in them. Short kick by Madej. They don't want to put it in the hands of the playmakers. One of the upbacks is going to try to make a play outside. Cuts it back, still on his feet. Nice effort up to the 37-yard line, and some more pushing and shoving between the Saints and the Cougars.
Well, they kicked it to the right man, Mike Gundersdorf. He's a sophomore, his hometown, Mesa, Arizona. I don't think they have many days like this in Mesa.
Indeed. And there's a few of those players on either side for the Cougars and the Saints. They go nationwide when they need to, but majority of both of these rosters made up of local kids up here in the Chicagoland area. Coach Curry here does a great job of getting out to these schools, networking with the high school coaches. Spreading the gospel of St. Francis is what he's doing. First down for Stewart. Nope, I'm sorry. Is that Ross? Nope, Wildcat. Up the middle. First down, chop down. Nice hit by Nicholson.
That's the first time we've seen Kyle Quinn in the Wildcat. Now remember, Amari Venerable, we saw him in the Wildcat earlier, but he left holding his hip, and that was in the second quarter.
So what worried you about that? Speed kind of
yes.
was a bit shocking.
Yes.
Kyle Quinn's got a motor. 4 receivers left. Quinn's going to take it right. A big first down. And, the Saints are on their heels here. Chris Johnson tracked him down. And, 51's coming up limping for St. Francis. Oh, that's not good news. That was a non-contact injury there for Chris, too. But it looks like he's trying to run it off. Oh, if he can't go, though. And they're going to stay in this Wildcat. It's going to be all Kyle Quinn right now. Can they bottle him up?
There is no mystery here. And this changes the entire tempo of the game in the whole field.
Can St. Francis adjust on the fly to Kyle Quinn now running the Wildcat? And he's going to go off the field. Stuart Ross comes back on. It's kind of a relief. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly.
It's kind of a relief to see Stuart Ross come back on. 2nd down and 5 at the St. 40. Chavers, the running back, on his left. Ross is going to take a one-step drop, surveys, checks it down, and there's the big hit from Jermaine Ross. They've been doing that all season long. Lost the 3. You want to throw the screen, you better believe the corner is going to make the tackle.
Jermaine Ross was ready for that.
Yep.
If he had been 2 yards closer, that ball goes the other way for 6. He was zeroing in on Chavers. 3rd down and long. Ooh, and that doesn't feel good on a day like today.
Great low tackle on the legs. Jermaine Ross, part of that secondary that's just been outstanding this season. And they're going to bring in an extra defensive back on this play. They're going to keep it on the ground, though, to Chavers. Nice run. Look at him go. And that's a first down for the Cougars. He needed 8, got 9.
Oh, that looked like it was going to be no gain. 1 hole became 2 holes, and Chavers saw it. The chains move. Man.
Had him where you wanted him. First down, though, for the Cougars. Trips right, 1 left. Play action. They're throwing, and it's caught to Pringle. And he breaks a tackle, and he's going to go to the end zone. We just talked about the tackling. But it's Justin Pringle with his 7th touchdown of the season.
Well, a missed tackle and maybe a slight assumption that Pringle was out of bounds, and he had the body language to indicate that, almost he was giving himself up, but he takes it in.
And no one is more disappointed than Terrence Nicholson himself. Very animated. As you see Mike Feminis looking exactly the same. And when he was down 10-0 as he is right now, they're going to line up to go for two. Wildcat from Chavers and a whistle. It's going to be a penalty on St. Xavier, so they're going to rethink that. The lead right now is 7.
That was an interesting decision right there.
Keep an eye on Chris Johnson. I don't think he's well. He's not going to be able to go.
In fact, after that touchdown, he was making his way the 30 yards down the field. He did not look comfortable coming on for the extra point.
Yeah. All right, so they're going to line up Peyton Bennis for the traditional extra point here. Made it a little bit tougher on the young man, but well within his striking range. Oh, St. Francis thinks it's no good, and it is! The lead remains 7 after the missed extra point, just the 3rd missed extra point this season for Bennis on 42 tries.
Wow, the intrigue rises.
Let's go ahead and give that defense a breather here. Another long drive would do them well.
Well, of course, it was the regular quarterback. That was Stuart Ross that came on to lead the touchdown. But, boy, Kyle Quinn got his team about 30 yards at the beginning of this drive, maybe a bit more even. And that kind of set the tempo for what was to occur. Now, kind of an odd touchdown run after the catch, but within 7.
That play was 6 plays, 58 yards. Ended on a 34-yard touchdown to Justin Pringle. Just took a couple of seconds over 2 minutes. Thank you. Keep an eye on 51 right there. Chris Johnson, a senior on senior day. The middle linebacker. The entire defense pretty much runs through that guy right there. And what worries me, it was really a non-contact thing. He didn't just get caught up with anybody. He just kind of tweaked that knee, and that's exactly what Liam Eldridge looked like when he hurt himself. Rayvon Johnson sent back to his 4-yard line. See what Rayvon can do here on a return. Nice return to the 28-yard line.
Well, I saw him back there with Scott Tumulty, and my thought was, okay, I'd be surprised if St. Xavier kicked to either one of them. But the other thought is Rayvon Johnson must get touches here in the final 2:10 of this quarter and then the next 15 minutes.
100%. It's been the mantra for Coach Curry in this offense, Matt McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, that to be successful on offense, it's simple. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers. And this year, it just so happens your playmakers, your quarterback, so that happens a lot, and it's working.
Yes.
But you have some other ones out there that can do damage too. Let's see if they can find some of them.
Boy, nobody deep.
Nobody. The entire defense within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And they're going to go long. They're lobbing it. They have Rayvon. One-handed off his shoulder, but he can't hold on. Incomplete. Ray, you said it. They're looking for Rayvon Johnson, and I thought he was going to pull that in. He typically does. But he was smothered by about 3 Cougars, and he still almost came up with it.
I felt like there may have been some contact here. Again, you can't knock where the ball was thrown.
Yep. Second down for the Saints. Perry in motion. Sam on the ground, and they bottle him up again. Only 2 yards. 3rd down and 8. Now you got to throw it again.
Yeah.
And throwing the ball today has been a challenge.
3 for 15 for just 19 yards.
Been sacked once. The longest play has only been 9 yards. That was the out route to Dan Getch. 3rd and 8 for the Saints. I would take 9. I'd take another 9-yard pass here. 4 wideouts on the field for the Saints. Sam to throw. Looking, going long. He has Wendell out of the backfield. He makes the grab at the 43-yard line. Wendell Newton on the wheel route. Who saw that coming? into St. Xavier territory. Here come the Saints with 1:19 to go in the third.
Okay, you saw the result of that play, but it's set up by the protection that Sam got in the backfield. You saw him under duress in the first half. The offensive line, it came up big on the last drive on the ground. That time comes up big and gives that combination of Tumulty to Newton an opportunity.
Just when you thought you figured them out, they figure out a new way to hurt you. Curran in motion. New life for the Saints. Tumulty. Sidestep. First down. Inside the 30-yard line. He picks up 12, maybe 13. Move the chains.
What is it about this game that keeps me sitting down, jumping up? Sitting down, jumping up. Every play.
Expect the same formation, expect the same pre-snap movement. There's Curran in the right slot. Tumulty moves him to Curran on the sweep. Track down, great linebacker play.
Okay, that's okay. That keeps the defense honest, right? Curran has been in motion, what, 5, 6, 8 times? That time he gets it.
Yeah, that's what makes Sam so dangerous is they'll run the same motion with two different guys. So you'll put Curran in motion, and the option is to either give it to him, the running back, or keep it. And as a defense, as we come to the end of quarter number 3, the defensive challenge is to figure out who has the ball. And if it's Sam Tumulty, you better make a tackle because he'll make you pay. We'll take a quick timeout here, 30 seconds. When we come back, 15 minutes to decide a conference champion and who's going to go to the NAIA playoffs. It's a one-possession game in Joliet. Come on back.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's our one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors and the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
Here we go, the final 15 of the regular season. Winner goes to the playoffs. The loser's got a clear schedule for a while. Nick Jacobs, Dave Bernhardt here at Joliet Memorial Stadium. And Dave, I sent you an email a couple of weeks ago. Some special things would need to happen for this game to get to the point that it is, and that happened. They beat Roosevelt, set this game up, and glad you're here for it, man. You're seeing a fun one.
Special.
Here's Sam on the keeper. Oh, bottled up. Down he goes. He's going to lose a yard. Guess who it is again? Van Williams, you've called his name before. Jaleel Holloway amongst them as well. Timeout. Looks like we have an injured Cougar, and that's going to be Williams.
Well, poor Sam Tumulty, he looked up and all he saw was white. Yeah. I mean, it was truly a wall of white jersey in front of him.
Take a look at some of the numbers through the 3 quarters here. St. Xavier, make that St. Francis leading in the rushing game. 244 rushing yards for St. Francis compared to 143 for St. Xavier. St. Francis just 4 for 16 through the air. St. Xavier, Stuart Ross 13 for 17 though. But St. Francis does have the edge in total yards, 292 to 238.
206 of those have come on the ground from your quarterback, Sam Tumulty.
Another 200-yard game. Unbelievable. He's a freshman, by the way. 3rd and 11 for that freshman. Pump fakes. Going end zone. Has Rayvon. Makes the grab. Touchdown, brown and gold. Extra point ties it up.
What a throw. What a throw.
It was a matter of time. Rayvon has been getting behind the defense pretty consistently. Sam's been missing him by that much. Well, actually, the defense has been very good. Didn't miss him that time.
Oh, my goodness.
Unreal. This is the new Saints we're talking about. This is it. The changing of the guard. Big extra point from Madej. Puts a big foot into it, and it is good. How big is that missed extra point moving for St. Xavier? Oh.
All you ask in a season is put yourself in a position for the final game. And then when you get to that final game, all you ask is put yourself in a position in the final quarter. Now we're down to 14-32. Man. A couple of times today, St. Francis could have just said, okay, this is going to be the same old, same old. And here it is absolutely been proven just the opposite.
Taking a look at our YouTube video, we got two former quarterbacks from both of these teams watching. Hello to Aaron Ellis, who's playing professionally out in Europe, former Saint quarterback, and Alex Martinez, former Cougar quarterback, chiming in as well. Nice to have you boys along with us today. We got ourselves a good one. 14 and a half to go. We're tied. Another short kick from Midday. Up back will take it from the 23. Nice tackle up to the 32. Not much room. Jalen Cooper makes the tackle on the special teams. You want another guy who's just a great kid who will do anything that you ask him to do. Jalen Cooper's been the stalwart free safety for St. Francis. Made a huge interception against Olivet Nazarene a few weeks ago here at this field. But he's playing special teams and making tackles for you. There's Scott Tumulty as well. TJ Neal, the linebacker, number 28. One of the great young linebackers will be around for a while. Here we go. Again, they're going to roll with the Wildcat. Kyle Quinn looking for some room inside. Nice pickup on first down, about 4 yards.
Well, he averaged a little over 7 in his 3 carries in the previous possession, so I guess we'll settle. I'll say it's about 4 yards here. But we'll settle for that.
Yep. Stuart Ross back on. Yep. Chavers, the running back on his left hip, 4 wide receivers right. No, it's still Quinn, pardon me. Flag comes out, though. And look who chased Kyle Quinn down. It was Ryan King, the defensive end out of Joliet Central. But a flag comes in. What'd you see?
This is a big call right here. I'm not sure. I would suspect possible holding.
That would be my guess on just the timing of the flag and where it was thrown. And I see Coach Fem's hands going up, so let's get the official call here from our referee. He's waiting for it. Oh, no.
Okay.
It's going to go on St. Francis jumping the line. And that's why. So the first flag came out against St. Francis. And then another flag came out on holding, and they will offset. I'll take that, too, if you're a Saints fan.
And we're quite a ways until it matters. But remember, St. Xavier had to use an early timeout in this second half on a punt.
St. Francis used one as well. Both teams with 2 timeouts here. Final 14 minutes. Ross gives to Chavers. No room inside. Wrapped up in Michael Johnson, the nose tackle. First one to make contact. A gain of 1, maybe 2. Brings up 3rd down for the Cougars.
And that may be the first time today that the Saints have been able to put a big hit on a big hard runner. In fact, that was Maurice Harris with the run. But now a huge 3rd down.
Harris, the running back, on the right hip of Ross. 4 wide receivers out there. Trips right, 1 left, ball left. Cash here at the 39-yard line of the Cougars. Ross gets the play, shouts to his offensive line. 3 down linemen for the Saints. They're going to rush 3. Ross is going to keep it, but they saw it coming a mile away. Chris Johnson lays him down for a loss. I thought he was hurt. I thought the knee was hurt, but there he is holding up the fist. 4th down for the Cougars. Are they going to punt it, or are they going to go on 4th down and 4? Special team unit comes on. Chavers, the running back / punter, will assumably punt it away.
Man, what a big time stop. Look at this. Bang! Boy, that's filling a hole.
Chris Johnson, the senior, fighting through pain. Chavers bobbled it and almost had it blocked. And it goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line, maybe even more toward midfield, depending on when it crossed.
Well, Ryan King says, I got a piece of that ball. I got a piece of that.
That's been the 4th blocked punt of the game. What is happening?
But that, along with the bobble leading to the tip, leads to great field position here with 12:33 to go.
So they mark it at the 42. Seems about right. See Coach Curry talking with his staff. And Coach Curry, and to his credit, defensive guy. He's been the defensive coordinator for a lot of years as well as head coach. But he's brought in a defensive coordinator, kind of sharing that responsibility. He's taking more of an umbrella approach to coaching the team. Obviously still has a very big hand in that defense, but here's Tumulty. Kind of a wildcat set here for the Saints as he goes to the outside looking for some blocking. Well, he got past the 45-yard line. They're going to give him the 46.
Boy, one gets the sense here that probably 3 out of every 4 plays is going to end up in the hands of number 12, and he's going to keep it all the way. But then I feel like there's a play action coming here somewhere.
Coach Curry, 50-53. His record here for St. Francis, the all-time winningest coach in Saints history, passing Gordy Gillespie a few weeks ago. 2nd down and 6 for USF. Perry, motion man. Sam's going to keep it as he typically does, but there's only a yard to be had. Under 12 minutes we go. Sam Tumulty, a surefire first team all NAIA here. No question about it. I guess the only question is if you're going to fill that quarterback spot in that awards list, are you going to give it to the best passer or the best runner? He got one, so 3rd down and 5. Another big 3rd down for St. Francis. 4 wideouts on the field. Corey Barberin will be in there to pass protect. They're going long again to Rayvon. 1-on-1. He grabbed it as he inbounds.
Yes. Yes.
He is first down. The Saints, they're going long to Rayvon, and they're going to keep feeding him. Why not? Big play after big play for number 22.
Okay, so you see Tumulty put the ball in the money, but watch Rayvon Johnson use his body to shield the defender. Kevin Block on the coverage, but it was Johnson with the first down reception.
Passing has been an adventure all game long until the last 2 drives when Tumulty has been putting the ball on the money to the senior Rayvon Johnson. 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a first down there, and now you're within striking distance. Coran in motion. Flag comes out to stop the play. It's going to go against St. Francis. Drive killers. Penalties are drive killers. And you're pushing the boundaries of field goal here too, so you don't want to give up too much ground.
Yeah, this is a huge 5 yards right here. Well, this, if you're thinking well ahead, the possible field goal attempt, the wind would pretty much be in your face, blowing across just a little.
First down and 15. Here's Sammy. That's a quarterback draw the entire way. Has to go outside, and here come the Cougars, and there's not a room, and he will smartly avoid the contact and just go out of bounds, 2nd down.
That's the first quarterback draw I think we've seen in the second half. You saw it early in the game, and then it kind of disappeared, but why not here? You've completed a couple of passes. It sets up the draw. But that penalty looming large right now. They're going to say he may have only gotten about a yard is all.
Yeah, not much there. 2nd down and long. Rayvon and Dan Getch are wide right. Coran slot left. Wide left is Jordan to throw again. They're going for the out. They're looking for Getch, but scouted well by St. Xavier. Blocking that away was Jacob Denny, the corner. 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Denny was right there, and you know if there's a little more zip on that ball, maybe it gets to Getch. Well, you need 15 or 14 plus for a first down. I need 10 to give a shot at a field goal here.
I think you're right. Right on the money. Wendell Newton into the game. He's usually not your pass protected guy. If there was going to be a running back in there to block, it would be Perret. So look for him coming out of the backfield. See if St. Xavier brings extra pressure. Nope, they're just going to rush 4. Sam, time, steps up. Oh, what can he do with his legs? There he goes, 35, 20, big contact. He sends the safety flying. It is not enough for a first down, though. He is 4 yards shy, but like you said, enough to send out Brian Madej for the lead.
I mean, that was the perfect timing, a perfect sense for Tumulty for when he should take off.
And now, the biggest kick of Brian Maday's career here at St. Francis will be a 36-yard field goal with 9:30 to go for the lead for the conference championship. Snap perfect, holds down, kick on the way, plenty of leg. It is no good, wide left.
Okay.
We are still tied at 20. The defense had a nice break. A nice long drive by St. Francis. Points would have been nice, but the defense going back out there to get work done. Let's see what Stuart Ross has in store. Corners are off the receivers. Blitz coming from St. Francis. Tumulty made him get out of the pocket. Ross just has to tuck it to the 21-yard line. He will pick up. Well, they're actually going to mark it around the 23, so he'll pick up 2. Nice blitz by Scott Tumulty from his safety spot. Leapt up into the air to block the passing route and sent Stuart Ross scrambling. Second down.
Prior to that play, St. Francis had run 30 offensive plays this half to just 12 for St. Xavier.
Reverse, but they scout it nicely. Reverse field again. That goes backward 2 yards. How about the pursuit by St. Francis?
That was Ryan King that disrupted that entire play, and then, of course, it was Chris Johnson has just sat there and said,
Third down and 8 for the Cougars. Crowd into it here at Memorial Stadium. They recognize the moment. They're bringing 4. Plenty of time for Ross. Nothing doing downfield. They check it down, and it is incomplete. 4th down.
Boy, give credit to Angel Mata. He already has an interception today. That time, he was just playing center field, reading all the movement back there, and he closed in a hurry when he had to. Once again, the defense steps up big.
A 3 and out for St. Xavier. Scott Tumulty back at his own 43-yard line, and it's not Chavers this time. I believe that's Joe Pacelli. Oh, that one's close too. And Overend will take a big hop, a big Cougar hop, and that will roll for a mile.
Wow. All right, 75 yards. Let's go.
To the 25 it lands. 8:01 to go in the game.
So back to those number of plays that have been run. The defense for St. Xavier, they've got to start being a little bit fatigued, both mentally and physically, right? Because they put it in the air, they've run it, but they've been on this field for a long time here in the second half.
You can't say enough about this St. Francis defense today. All season long, but especially in a game like today. Sam takes a snap, hands off to Wendell. He'll sweep left, cut it up the numbers. It's a big old pop after 5 yards.
He was getting a block out there from Johnson. Rayvon Johnson didn't quite get enough of a burst to get through that block. Well, he settled with about 5 yards here on first down. Of course, you find yourself looking at the scoreboard clock after every play now. We just now hit the midpoint of this fourth quarter.
Motion man is Curran. They give it to him on the sweep. Wendell's out in front, but he can't turn the corner. Tracked down by Joey Marskasovic, the Providence Catholic product. He is just a tackling machine. He picks up 2 on the carry, 3rd down and 3.
My silence here is because everybody is thinking the same thing. What a huge third down to keep a drive alive and to preserve some field position.
Here's Sam. He's going to throw it. In route, and it is caught at the 40. What a big catch. A huge catch for Dezion Jordan.
And the pressure that was exhibited by St. Xavier in the first half has not been there this half.
Just the second catch of the season for the freshman wide receiver.
He's been targeted a few times today, though.
Big play by the freshman. Here's the first down for the Saints. A huge third down pickup. Now through the air again. Steps up, all pressure's coming, and down he goes. No gain on the play. Tumulty did well just to get to the line of scrimmage.
You know, and he was looking for Jordan again.
Yeah, I think he was. Yep. And he's a big target. I mean, why wouldn't you look for him, right? Dezion Jordan, 6'4", 185. Give him a few years in the weight room, and he's going to be a monster. But we have a down Cougar right where that play ended, cramping up apparently.
And this gives the Cougars a chance to catch their breath here a little bit. Oh, man, down to the final 6 minutes, Nick.
20-20. To be honest, I'm not sure what the overtime rules are in the NAI. We haven't had an overtime game in years. If it comes to that point, we're going to have to go to commercial. I'm going to have to talk to the to the folks up here in the box. I believe there's an extra period, and then I believe it's a football game of horse from the 10, but I'll have to check on that. Timeout for the injury. You know, we were talking before the game about how this season started, the build up to this game every year, getting better and better and better for the Saints. So that made me look up what the preseason polls said, what the coaches thought that this season was going to end up as. None of these two teams were thought to be playing in this game. It was Olivet, Nazarene, and Roosevelt, the preseason 1 and 2 in the Midwest. St. Xavier was predicted to end up 3rd, then St. Ambrose, then St. Francis at 5, and Luncam, Trinity, Missouri Baptist, Judson, a couple of newcomers. School up in Michigan.
Siena Heights.
Madonna, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Siena Heights is in the East Belt. Madonna, brand new program. But that's why they play the game, man. And what the coaches didn't know was that what that guy can do, what number 12 can do. And he has just taken not only this conference, but the entire NAIA by storm. And to be honest, put Joliet on the map in terms of NAIA football. Back on the map, I should say. We've seen a lot of E.J. White. Here's Sam, screen pass. Oh, it's not there. Defended well. Pump fake. Sam, look at him go. Trying to make something happen. Avoided a huge hit, but he picked up 6. That was supposed to go to Wendell Newton.
Well defended, but how quick is Sam Tumulty? He recognized not there. He didn't force something that wasn't there, and he puts you in a workable third down.
5:20 and counting. We are tied. The anxiety rising in the stadium with every second that ticks off that clock. 3rd down and 4 for the Saints approaching midfield. Can they get another 3rd down? Perry in motion, fake it to him. Sam's calling his own number. He's not going to get there that time. Maybe a few feet. It's 4th down. You got to punt it away and give it back to your defense, don't you?
Yep, no question. What you need, though, is you need some protection. That's been an issue here today.
Do not get this one blocked.
Now they'll send the punting unit up.
A little bit of a moment of contemplation, I suppose, from Matt McCarthy, Coach Curry and company. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here as well as we take a look at the flag off the end zone. Here's Brian Madej set and ready to go. Good snap. No, they're not going to go for the block. They're going for the return. But a nice angled punt, but it stops at the 20, a secondary hop to the 25. I should say 30 to the 25. And here we go again. St. Xavier with 4 minutes and a chance to win the game, or at least take the lead. TJ Neal also hobbling off as you see Brian Madej.
But what did
the
Joe
kicker punter?
Joe Curry told us it's the last game of the season, championship game, everybody's healthy. So you
Everybody's-
may hobble off for one play, but you're going back out unless you're
We
completely.
saw that from Chris Johnson, didn't we?
Yep.
First down. Ross, hands off. Delayed draw for Chavers. Up to the 30. Nice play. Second down and 5.
You know, they have not used him much in the second half. They've had different looks, and that's how they've chosen to go. But I don't know, Chavers is just a battering ram.
Red shirt freshman. Also a wrestler in high school. That shouldn't shock you. To throw. Quick inside, or quick route. Goes to Pringle. He picks up the first down. Steps out of bounds at the 42. First down for the Cougars. 3:47 to go.
That's the 7th catch for Pringle today. He could be a big, big man to mark here on this drive.
St. Xavier looking to march down in the final 3.5 to win this game right here. It's going to be the St. Francis defense that's going to stop him. Scott Tumulty stops him behind the line of scrimmage. A huge play from Scotty. It was cleaned up at the end of it by Mike Whitney.
Oh, Tumulty coming hard. Recognized the bubble screen. Here he comes.
Nobody touched him. Second down and 14 to go. 3:07 and counting. Chavers cuts it inside. He's going down behind the line of scrimmage again. St. Xavier's going backwards on this drive.
Chris Johnson would have none of that. Johnson in there, penetration, and 3rd and long. Very long. And Saints will take a timeout with 2:50 to play.
What do you think they're talking about now? They're going to come out throwing, so you know they're going to pass it.
I think this is as much to preserve as much of the clock for your offense as anything else. Not that they're saying, well, we're guaranteed to stop here, but I think this is more of a clock management.
That's okay, so get a shot of this. That's Oshikai Ebikumi doing sprints right now outside the huddle. Here's what you need to know about number 3. He's a defensive end. All he does is get after the quarterback. He has 11 tackles in the season. 7 of them are behind the line. 5 are sacks. He leads the team in tackles for a loss. He leads the team in sacks. He only has 11 total. He's only in the game when it's a first-year passing play. And his one job is to get Stuart Ross. And he's been pretty good at it this year. So keep an eye on number 3. Hasn't played a snap yet today, which is why he was doing sprints. But he's in right now on this 3rd down play.
He'll be lining up at that right defensive end. And now he'll shift to the left side.
The sophomore from Hinsdale South. The crowd making noise. They're going to rush just 3. Can Oshikai get there? Brewer steps up. Now he goes in. He comes right, and we have flags coming out. That is usually in the place of holding.
Well, he'd be 8 yards short of a first down. So if it is indeed a hold, this would be a penalty to decline.
You bet. And guess who they held?
The sprinter?
Yes, sir. Oshikai. And a big high five from Michael Johnson to Coach Curry at the end of that, too.
Now, the other thing you can consider here is the walk-off.
Yardage game, yeah.
Yeah, and field position.
I would take the ball. You know what? That's tough. Maybe they go for it on 4th down, though, right? Here, check it out again. Yeah, I think they threw that holding Oshikai as Ross was trying to run. It is against St. Xavier. They do take the penalty and take the yardage.
Okay.
So they're giving St. Xavier 2 more downs here. They're betting on their defense. That's what it comes down to.
You know, I wouldn't debate either side of that.
Nope.
I think either way, it's the right decision. We'll see how it plays out. But you're going all the way back now to the 28. You have to get to the St. Francis 48 for the first down. St. Xavier, you have to get 20 yards even to be even up with what they had in the last play. All right.
3rd down and 28. 24. 3rd down and 24. And they're going to go Wildcat here.
They're going to kick
they're going to punt it. They're going to punt it on 3rd down. They're going to play the yardage game too. And look at it bounce. Tumulty trying to save a few yards. Holy cow, a third down punt. A third down punt. That was third down, right?
Yeah,
they did.
yes. Boy, that's a great call, too.
Wow.
Right? I mean, you get the hop, you get the end-over-end kick, you don't have anybody back. I was just hoping that ball would have taken one higher hop so Scott Tumulty had time to get underneath it more than he did.
And that was a dangerous position to be in, right? You're trying to save as many yards as you can, Scott Tumulty, by getting on the ball, but you touch that. Oh, my goodness. But a nice play by Scotty. And here we go, 2:22. The ball at your own 20. You got 80 yards in a 2-minute drill to go to the playoffs. Let's see what you got, Saints.
2 timeouts remaining.
Against the rival who you haven't beaten in 13 years. Just to add another layer. Blitz from St. Xavier. And Tumulty escapes. He's just going to have to whip this ball to the sideline. He does. Smart play. He might have picked up a yard or two, actually, but he got rid of the ball. A jailbreak blitz by the Cougars.
And they pressured him to his left. So, that's not the side that Tumulty wants to throw from, even if he had somebody open downfield.
How about the chess match between Feminis and Curry right now?
This is fun to watch. Absolutely fun to watch.
If you're not familiar, Coach Feminis, a St. Francis guy, was the defensive coordinator when Curry was a player for St. Francis. Perry in motion. Sam's going to keep it. Inside run. Only 2 yards. 3rd down and 8 coming up for St. Francis.
Caleb Marconi just spying on Tumulty. His responsibility, you keep an eye on number 12.
Tumulty 114 yards today through the air, 228 on the ground.
342 yards of total offense.
41 carries today by number 12. 3rd and 8, Perry in motion. Here comes the blitz by the Cougars. Sam's going to try to run it, and the Cougars are all over it. 4th down. I'm surprised they didn't go through the air.
Well, you don't want to say you're playing for overtime, but you're counting on getting a decent punt off here. You all right?
I'm okay.
All right. My man.
I would have liked to have seen him throw it. When you're trying to win the game, you get a 2-minute drill here. But yeah, it kind of just seems like they want their defense to win it, I guess. I don't know. There's no way to go for it here. You can't go for it on 4th and 8 this far into your own territory. You got to give it back to the Cougars with 90 seconds to go. Tie game.
All right, with this little chess match that's going on, the last time the Saints punted, it was the first time today, the only time, that the Cougars did not rush the punter. What do they do this time? You come and try to get it?
I would.
Yep.
Right?
You risk it. You risk, of course, a roughing call, but with $1:27 left on the clock, there's still 70 yards to go for a score. So I think they're coming.
I really am shocked McCarthy didn't dial up a couple of pass plays there. But he's the offensive guy. I don't know anything from anybody, so they are going for the block. Madej gets it off barely. Nice spiral punt. Will land at about the 50, and St. Xavier will have 53 yards for a touchdown. Likely maybe 35 for a field goal to win the game with 1:21 to go.
And you have a very accurate kicker for St. Xavier. In fact, take a look at the numbers. At 8 of 9 for Bennis. Peyton Bennis. His only miss after 8 straight to start the season came last week. Oh,
it's up to the defense. They cannot even, maybe 1 first down is all you can really allow here. 3 linemen, 3 linebackers. They're going to rush 3. They're going to keep it on the ground. Shavers outside. He's got a blocker, but a big tackle needs to be made. They miss on 1, and he gets it to the 40. He was out of bounds, thankfully. at the 41-yard line. Angel Mata missed on a tackle on the outside.
Oh, that was a 12-yard miss.
First down, Cougars to the 42. 1:14, clock stopped after he went out of bounds. Pistol I formation. Ross gives to Chavers. Why wouldn't you? He's very patient, still on his feet, looking for a hole. Only a yard there. I'm shocked he would just sit back there.
Yeah, because this guy has been pounding it. Now, he got around the outside last time, but why he's going to pick a hole, that's not the type of runner he is.
Yeah. St. Francis defense will be all over that every time.
Well, he's leaving it for this play. Maurice Harris is in there.
Only 23 carries coming into today for the running back on the field now for the Cougars. They have 4 wide receivers out there on 2nd down and 9. And some discussion going on between the officials and Coach Curry here on the near side. Well, they break their huddle. Is it a clock issue, perhaps? No issue at all. Okay. Stuart Ross will bark some instructions to his offensive line. 2nd down and 9. We're tied up with 1:03 to go in the game. And there's the whistle to start the clock. Under a minute to go. Screen pass to Pringle. He's got a block. First down, Cougars. They are. Oh, he's still on his feet.
No, they'll say he's out. They'll say he went out. Woo. That was reminiscent of the touchdown catch on the other end of the field. But
wow,
now in field goal position on the edges of it.
28-yard line. You're looking at about a 45-yarder from here. Ross gives. Right back at him, no gain, huge play. It was Ryan King, the defensive end, making a huge play. 2nd down, clock is winding. 40 seconds to go in the game. They will stop the clock. Timeout called on the field. They're probably going to add a few more seconds, but the running back had to go off again. Maurice Harris. Nice shot of Maurice there on the other side. Hopefully he's okay, but he's getting helped off that left foot. 35 seconds to go in the game. We're going to have a long field goal here at the I hope.
Right.
That's the best case scenario right now for St. Francis.
Peyton Bennis, his long this year, 38 yards.
And some more conversation going on. I think they're probably talking back up to the booth maybe for some time to be put on, perhaps. Nope, I guess not. Man, this is just a slow drive. I mean, they're gonna, I think they're talking to the booth here to add time.
And also, this clock should start when the ball's ready.
On the whistle, yep. Oh, talk about just interrupting the flow of this drive. I think that's probably good for St. Francis, to be honest.
Yeah, agree.
And more discussion,
yeah,
more whistle. Goodness.
It was the back judge that blew the whistle.
Well, they took time off.
Well, they took 7 seconds off the clock.
Wow, 28 seconds on the clock. Holy cow. Okay, 2nd down and 11. Ross screens it right. They scouted it out. St. Francis, the tackle. Chris Johnson with a tackle for a loss again. Another huge play by the senior linebacker, and the clock is winding. 8 seconds to go in the game.
They've got it down in here. Now they're conversation on the opposite side of the field.
And okay, now they will take it.
He's taking the timeout.
Yep, he's taking the timeout to put his field goal kicker out there. 30, you're looking at a 47-yarder to go to the playoffs for the sophomore kicker out of Andrew, Peyton Bennis.
St. Francis has 2 timeouts left. They use them both right here. Make that sophomore think about it. You know, when you do think about it, obviously true, but when you know that your season long is 38, and they're asking you to do it from 47, 48, that's in your head. You know, it's one thing to do it on an August afternoon, the opening of practice. Wow. All right, it'll be a 47-yard attempt.
Last time St. Francis beat St. Xavier was 2008. Here we go. It is a 47-yarder to win the game. 1.5 seconds on the clock. And a timeout, St. Francis.
Yeah, Joe Curry was right in that linesman's ear, and he was watching the center, and he just whispered, I'm sure it was just a whisper, timeout, please. So I mean, this is gamesmanship too. Here's why. Because this time, if he does not call a timeout, that's in your head. Like all of a sudden we're snapping the ball. What?
So you don't think he calls this last
I don't
time?
think he does. I don't think he does.
I mean, what more can you do, right? Kick the ball. Just kick it.
Now the wind, with the ball in the right hash, well, the wind is shifting now. As soon as I say that, it's become more of a direct from the near side to the far side. Now I say that again. If there is going to be a wind advantage, it actually is going at the angle that he's looking at.
Also keep in mind that Bennis missed an extra point earlier today. A long extra point, so about a 25-yarder, but here we go. Field goal for, nope, timeout. All right, can't take him with you.
Well, Joe Curry's been the head coach here for 10 years. I have never been the head coach here, so going with coach's call here. Oh, man, but it's agony on us.
St. Francis just 1-22 all time against St. Xavier. They've all, the last few years anyway, have been within one possession. We're going to have another one of those this year, regardless of where this kick ends up. I mean, there's nothing left to say, Dave. There's nothing left to say. All that matters is the left foot of Peyton Bennis. Let's remember, he's a left-footed kicker, too. Not sure if that matters much to him or not, if he likes to be on the right hash or the left hash. Field goal for the win. Plenty of leg. Wide right, we're going to overtime.
Oh, man. He tried to juice it just a little bit more, did not hit it clean. And why not? Why not go to OT?
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, overtime football here in Joliet to decide a champion on the USF Sports TV network.
This really has made a very positive impact on my life. I've made some of my best friends here, grown as a person, and I feel it has given me the tools to have a successful career.
USF has a very warm and welcoming atmosphere, and it was something I couldn't get at any other school that I visited.
It just felt like I was at home as soon as I stepped on campus.
Being located in Joliet, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough where you can get that kind of getaway college experience that people want. It's a good little college community.
The thing I love most about University of St. Francis is the staff. They're always there for you day or night. You're not just another statistic to them. You're important to them. They know your name, and their one goal is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The love and support that you get from these professors is beyond just in the classroom, and that endless support from them is exactly what I need to become the person that I want to be.
USF does a lot for their students to ensure that they have the best education possible. That means hands-on experiences, state-of-the-art technology, internships, or on-campus jobs. They want to make sure that you are prepared for whatever you want to do in your life.
Having that hands-on experience that St. Francis provides, I am able to feel confident, and I do feel confident that when I graduate, I will have learned what I needed to have a successful career. The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
Coming in my first year of St. Francis, we helped the community. That was the first thing that we did, and that opened up my eyes to what St. Francis was really about. They wanted to make me a better person, help me get my education, and help the community around me.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
I think one of the biggest things that I will take away from here once I graduate is that I will always have a home here. The university as a whole welcomes their alumni. They say that once you're a Saint, you're always a Saint.
Welcome back to Joliet. There's discussion here in the press box on exactly what the overtime rules are, but from what we will discern, St. Francis will be facing that way. And it is essentially a game of football horse, right? Each team starts at the 25-yard line. There's 2 rounds of that. If you can score better than the other team, you win. If it goes longer than that, you're essentially running 2-point conversions here on out.
You know, and normally folks would stand here and they would debate who has the advantage in this sort of situation, but as you have seen today, go ahead and flip a coin. There is no advantage to be had.
You can get a first down, by the way. Sticks are out.
These two teams so evenly matched coming into this game, and boy, has it played out through 4 quarters. Of course, we can stop looking at the clock. Yep. That means nothing.
So St. Francis will have the first crack at it. So if they score a field goal and St. Xavier comes back and scores a touchdown, that's ball game. Unbelievable. We're extra time in the final game of the regular season.
For a spot in one of the final 16 teams in the country next week. My goodness.
Going to reset the play clock. They got to wait for they got to wait for the play clock to get ready.
Yeah, a little difficulty with that.
Okay, now we're ready. 20. Nope, now they put 40 on there. Now we're ready. Okay, they. Okay. All right, here we go. Tumulty in the gun. He's got 3 receivers. They put Perry in motion. Throwing. Rayvon has it on the outside. Stiff arm. Flag comes out. I got to think that's offensive pass interference. He pushed off.
That could be a face mask as well. If on that stiff arm, you got a little bit of the face mask. That's the first time we've seen that play today.
Yep. And again, it's all about getting the ball into the hands of your playmakers.
And this is tough. If this goes against the Saints, which it is,
that makes it real hard.
Yep. Now you're just hoping for that first down. It would have to be inside the 15.
A dubious start to overtime here for the Saints. But they have stepped up to the occasion every single time this year, undefeated in the conference. Sam Tumulty, a lot of words for the referee.
15 yards.
A 15-yard penalty. That's a pretty tough call to make here on the first play of overtime, I got to tell you. It had to be pretty egregious.
Ooh. All right.
So they'll start from their 40. First down. Where is Rayvon? Want to know where Rayvon is? Look where the safety's at. Safety shading over here near side. Coach Curry, a lot of words for the head referee. And he's going to go talk to the other official. And he'll talk to the other official.
Not my call. Now I'm wondering if they're discussing whether this was an inadvertent face mask, or if that's.
Why did they already mark it off then? If there's question about it, why did they mark it off?
Exactly, and I think that's what Joe may be asking about. Very calmly, I might add.
Yeah, he's not jumping up and down yet.
Well, he's going to get an explanation right here.
Let's see if he likes it. Referee is Matt Bushy. He doesn't seem too upset about it, but they're not moving the football either.
15-yard line, that's where they have to get.
4 wide outs, Ravon near side, split wide right. Corner and safety, give him plenty of room. Perry in motion, fake it to him. Sam's going to keep it. Dives up inside of the 35. He only picked 36-yard line. He only got 4.
Well, you're just hoping for that crack, just that one little spot of daylight.
Yeah, he's found it a lot of times this season, but he has not found it very often today.
You say that, and he has 231 yards rushing, but he hasn't. He's had one big run today.
It's insane.
Yeah. 42 carries.
2nd down and a mile. Here in the first possession of overtime. Tumulty will throw. He's got Ravon single coverage. Comeback route. Caught. No, it wasn't. He bobbled it at the end, and it's incomplete.
That would have been big. It would have put you about 8 yards away for a first down.
Yeah, in field goal range. That one hurt.
One time here.
So 3rd down. And they need to get to the 15 for a first.
Probably to the 20 for a legit shot at a field goal.
Trips out here, right, 1 left, ball right in the middle of the field here. Parade Barber in at running back. He's on the right hip of Tumulty. Cornerbacks off, safeties deep. Sam steps up, fires down the middle, has his man Perry, and he's awful close to a first down. He will be 1 yard shy, 4th down and 1. Okay, Dave. Well, that's actually real close.
Yeah, let's see where they put it.
It's going to be shy. It's going to be shy. So
by a yard.
Do you want the points or do you want the touchdown? Go for it.
I think he's going for it.
Go for it.
Yep.
4th and 1, run the football. Let's go. And here comes Brian Madej.
They're going for the points. Okay.
They're going to take the points. What a catch.
Oh, man, what a throw. I mean, that ball, that had some velo on it. Well, let's not waste too much time. The play clock's down to 8.
This is 32 yards from Madej for the lead. And oh, no, it's too low. He didn't get any air underneath it. He did not get the ball elevated. No points. St. Xavier will come out and just need a field goal to win.
I feel like they saw that play clock winding down, and I don't know whether Madej looked up, but the ball never got up.
Up to the defense now. St. Francis D's been doing it all day, and it's going to be Chavers, and more Chavers.
Yes.
You got to go for the strip, but you also got to tackle.
Venerable's back in there. Venerable's in at the
Wildcat. They're running the Wildcat with Venerable, who's been out for the second half. He's going to go right, looking for the edge. He'll pick up at least 5, first down, 10, touchdown, ball game. St. Xavier will go to the playoffs to represent the Mid-States, Midwest. St. Francis, as dejected as they are right now, can hang their hat on the fact they are the co-champions of the league. But this one's going to hurt those boys for a while. Look at the hug right there between Feminist and Curry. No flags on the field. Referees are out of here. And that is that. What a finish for this one. And you gotta feel for the seniors here today too.
This one cuts deep. Battle back
on the doorstep.
You're right there.
And the first one to shake the hands of St. Xavier Number 55, Derek Wentworth, the senior linebacker, or senior offensive lineman. Speechless. What a ball game. Overtime to decide the conference championship and the playoffs. And congratulations to the Cougars. They're going back to the postseason.
Where did Amari Venerable come from? Right? He had left with an injury, didn't play the entire second half, took one snap in the second half, and somehow stayed in bounds, and Cougars move on.
Congratulations on a heck of a career for Parade Barberin and Justin Bradley and Carlos Castillo and Kevin Gorski and Chris Johnson and Rayvon Johnson and Adrian Page and Chris Peters and Jose Sanchez and Scott Walsh and Derek Wentworth. The seniors here on Senior Day. An unbelievable performance by both squads. Here's Derek Wentworth right there. You can see on his face. He just played in his last college football game, and there's going to be a lot of tears in that locker room after this one. A lot of tears in the locker room today. If you played sports, if you played organized, football, basketball, whatever it is, and you just realize that you've played your last game ever, that hits you hard. It's going to hit them hard. Numbers almost don't even matter.
No,
really.
No, I was glancing, with Sam Tumulty, 235 yards rushing, okay, and great, and that is great, and it got you to this point, and it becomes this one play that St. X executed, and they go on.
Got Coach Curry down on the sideline. Coach, you pretty much got everything you want except for the result at the end. That was a heck of a game.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the best college football games I've ever been a part of. Just too bad we came out on the wrong end today. And when you play these type of teams and you play in what is essentially a playoff atmosphere, the little things come back and hurt you from time to time, and that's what did it today. But hats off to St. Xavier. They're a good program, good coach. They do a hell of a job in these situations. So got to give them some credit too.
100% you do. They played a heck of a game, but you take a look at numbers, they don't even matter at this point. When you got a group of seniors like you do, the players who battled that the way that we've seen them today, it really just comes down to the kids. It comes down to how hard they battled and giving them the credit where it's due. At the end of the day, they're not going to like it. There's going to be a lot of tears in the locker room today. But they're the co-conference champions, and they had a historic season for St. Francis.
They did, regardless of the result today, it's not going to change how proud I am of our program and our kids and the steps that we took forward this year. So there's things to build on, and we just got to build from here.
I think it's step number one on where this program's going to go. It's a new era for St. Francis football, and you're on the doorstep today, but we expect bigger things next season and the years to come. Congratulations on a heck of a year, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Coach Joe Curry, credit to him for just even coming over and talking to us. He didn't have to do that.
Exactly. I was just going to say that shows the character of that man, and that's why he has respect of the locker room, and that's why he got his team into this position. And I agree, Nick. You can walk away, you can look at a scoreboard as 26-20, you lose in overtime, you lose an opportunity to make the national playoffs, but yet you know where you're going to start from once you get going here with practice and then again next fall.
A lot of seniors who we are going to miss on almost every level of the offensive defense, but something to keep in mind. We got a heck of a young core coming back in Scott Tumulty. He's coming back as the quarterback, his older brother in the defensive backfield. There's a lot to be excited for the University of St. Francis. Credit to St. Xavier, though. Again, they do it every year, and it's a product of winning. When you have a program who just consistently wins year in and year out, when you find yourself in those positions, you just find ways to get it done.
Well, and they did, right? They took advantage of this field goal. They thought they were going to have to get at least a field goal themselves to win this ball game. You could see the energy, and then the one-time play. Then they bring back a guy who hadn't played for about 3 quarters, and he scores the game winner.
Heck of a job by Coach Feminis and company. 13 of the last 19 years, they've been in the postseason.
And so for St. Francis to be in this spot, looking up at that scoreboard, knowing that 0 on the clock is 0 in overtime, and coming from behind to get there, there's no such thing as moral victories, right? We're always told that, but there are meaningful moments, and I really believe this is a meaningful moment.
You can kind of listen in here to what Coach Curry's telling his team.
We got a lot more to build on and a lot more things to do here.
A lot more to build on is what he's talking about.
Everybody understand that?
Let's get his teams together here, especially those seniors. Derek Wentworth's going to lead the cheer. Heck of a game by the brown and gold today. I think at the end of the day, they have the attention of the NAIA. The rest of the country knows who St. Francis is now. They know what they can do. They're going to have to retool a bit, but they have an identity. They're going to come into games next season, and they're going to battle. And this is not the last you're going to hear from St. Francis when it comes to postseason discussions. It's been a heck of a year. A heck of a year. One of the most fun years that I've had covering St. Francis. It's unfortunate it came down to that. It came down to overtime. But like we said, they got a long way to go. I think this is step number one of where this team's going to go. Dave, I'm really happy you came out today, man. You got a classic. I wish we could have sent you off with a victory here, but it was a fun one.
Well, thanks for asking me, Nick. And I don't know what more a game could give you for 4 quarters plus. Every single play mattered in this game. And unfortunately, it was the final play that went against the Saints. But thanks for having me.
Final game, final score here in overtime. After one round of overtime, St. Xavier beat St. Francis here in Joliet 26-20. They will go on to the playoffs. St. Francis will go home, talk about what could have been here, and then retool for next year. Brendan and Jessica and the rest of the crew, a job well done once again, coming out in the cold and the snow earlier today to set things up. They're going to be here late today, tearing down. So we thank you guys for all the hard work that you put in week in and week out here. Gosh, when does the next season start? Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to see what this team can do with another year under their belt. Congratulations to the Cougars. They're going to go to the playoffs. Congratulations to the Saints. They do share the conference title with the Cougars with a 6-1 conference record. Good luck to the Cougs as they represent the Midwest in the playoffs. Your final score here in Joliet, 26-20 St. Xavier. It's been a fun season. We'll see you next time. You can find everything you know about St. Francis Athletics at GoFightingSaints.com. For Dave and Brandon and Jessica, rest of the crew, my name's Nick Jacobs. Have a great rest of your week, and everybody go Saints.